Check, check. What it do? What it do? Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It is time for your favorite show. It's your hostess with the mostest, your beau with the flow. Yeah, it's me, it's Calypso! Ah, how I've missed you today. Woo! Man, I'm looking forward to it. How are we doing out there, world? Welcome to Calypso's Lounge. Today we got a special fun time. We are straight doing it up today. That's right. We are bringing you fantasy football. I've been excited for this for quite a while. I've been trying to get this together. We aren't going to be perfect today, but we are going to do it, and that's the main thing. All right. Number one, we are going to go through 4 of my fantasy teams. You're going to help me set them. And man, our record's having some trouble halfway through the season in a couple of the teams. You're going to see it. We're going to make it, and we're going to fix it. Number 2, we have a special guest today. That's right. Oldschool Fatman is said to be dropping by within roughly the next 30-ish minutes. Now, we've got work to do, so let's get into it. First and foremost, I want to remind you all, thank you for being here. Shout out to my stream team that's over in the background. Spider, Aureus, love you both. Keep me going. Appreciate all the love and support that you guys got me going. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to them. All right. Can I make a quick little thing before I really dive into this? Yesterday, dude, we had a serious green screen issue. And by we, I mean me. It was really my problem. A little better today, a little better. Got to get the fuzziness from around me, but the green screen is working a little bit better today. So, hey, we're making progress, ladies and gentlemen. We're making progress. All right, we ready to get into this? First and foremost, I want to start with my ESPN League. I have one ESPN League this year. And quite frankly, I generally don't like ESPN. I am in this league because of the people that are in it. For those that don't know, I used to be a school teacher. I don't know, go figure. None of my family thought I'd be a good school teacher, but man, I enjoyed it, loved it for over a decade. And these are some previous students of mine that are together with me. They asked me to come on board and make sure that I could play, and I was like, absolutely. We had talked about it when we were students and teacher, and now that everyone's kind of moved to their next chapter, we needed to. So this is a little bit teacher-student type of thing where, man, these guys are ruthless. They still see me a little bit as that person to beat, and they ain't taking it easy. So let's get into it. First, let's start with the league. I want to show you the actual league and what we've got going on. Currently, right now, I am running 5th in the division. I just lost to Mommy Milkers. Yeah, hey, welcome, Broly619. We appreciate you. Love you. Let us know how the fantasy team is. I would love to hear if you've got certain transactions you're looking for, just some other ones. Oh, fantasy football advice? Absolutely, man. What do you need? You need it or you give it? Either one, we'll take it. Listen to the channel. You'll see what we're coming up with. And if you've got advice, be sure to drop it in there. Otherwise, if you need something, let me know, and I will give you everything I got. I know, right now you're looking at the schedule going, wait a minute, you're 2-3. Why would I want advice from you? Well, dude, I've got a lot of injuries that I'm dealing with right now. Wait until you see. But I just lost to Mummy Milkers last week. I lost by 2 points. 2 points. And here's the thing. I'm okay with the loss. The reason why is this. On Monday Night Football, the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Chiefs. And I had one person to play. I needed 6 points. Can you guess the person that was playing? Yeah, of course it was Booker, the kicker from Kansas City. He needed 6 points. I needed one freaking field goal. One field goal. And here we are at the end of the game. The Chiefs are starting to march down. They're in field goal range, theoretically. Theoretically, I can do this. But I'm happy to say that my Jacksonville Jaguars won instead of my fantasy football team. So, we will take the loss in fantasy. We will take the win. Starting 2 flex, Javonte Williams carrying Cook or Barkley, leaning on sitting Cook. Well, we can take a look at that actually, because the matchup to me is what's going to matter. Buffalo with James Cook right now. I love James Cook. Absolutely love James Cook. The problem is that Javonte Williams in Dallas is going to get a ton of carries. He's going to keep doing that because of the way Dak Prescott plays. And more importantly, the way their coach actually likes to run the offense. So Javonte Williams, I would definitely lead before any of the other ones. Kyron over in... going over to, why can't I think right now? I see them. Rams, thank you. He is one of the best offensive coordinators in the entire league. Okay. So Kyron is going to continue to put up points. He's going to continue to get touches. There's no one even close. Jaden Blue, I thought was going to actually give Javonte Williams some trouble this year. It's not even close yet. So stick with Javonte Williams. Kyron would definitely be my second one. I ain't mad at you for actually benching Cook this week. I'll double check the lineup or who he's playing against, but I wouldn't mind the Cook. And Barkley, look, here's the thing about Barkley. All these pundits that keep saying that the Eagles need to run more or they need to get Barkley more involved or they need to do this, they need to do that. Here's what I say to the pundits, saying the guy that's sitting here. Shut up. First of all, leave them alone. Okay, Barkley is not doing bad. He is playing in an offense that has loaded weapons, and anyone on that team can go off on any given game. You feed the hot hand. And let's be real, if you have any sense of coaching or X's and O's in football and you've got 9 people in the box, it makes more sense to keep doing what they are. Use him as a decoy, throw over the top or over the middle. It makes perfect sense. So, I agree. I say sit Cook, but I'm going to get into it. I'm going to actually take a look here in a moment. Let's get to my team. I'll find where Cook is, and we will revisit that, Broly. Great question. Dude, and if you've got those 4 running backs, by the way, the rest of your team, you got to be lacking somewhere, right? If you've got those 4 running backs, you have to be lacking in another spot. That or you're in a league that, literally the draft was horrible. His knee's banged up, maybe limited. Eagles don't seem to know exactly what they want to do. I don't think it's that they don't know what they want to do. I think it's they're doing what the defenses are giving them. Watch how they play. They are very good. And as much as I hate to say this, Nick Sirianni is very good at adjusting. And that's what makes that team so dangerous. They're 4-1. They're winning close games. They're doing it with a quarterback that, when he first came out, was being hated by everyone for Jalen Hurts. He's proven that he is absolutely a great game manager. And he can win games. And quite frankly, he's done better than Trevor Lawrence, who's my quarterback. Oh, you're in an 8-team league only? Nah, he's screwed. Screwed. Trade for Flowers or Brown. I don't want anything to do with A.J. Brown. Look, here's my thing. Again, this goes back to the Eagles. They're too stacked to have consistent numbers. A.J. Brown is an absolute fantastic receiver. Me personally, I'd take Devontae Smith over A.J. Brown. However, Hey, let's be real. Like, they're each going to get their catches. They're each going to get their points. One of them is probably going to get a touchdown. It's going to depend on which week it is. And honestly, you can even see Saquon Barkley stealing touchdown passes here and there too. So my problem with A.J. Brown is I cannot depend on consistent scoring. I love Devontae Smith. I can't continuously expect that scoring. So I stay away from both of them. I like Zay Flowers. Yes, Zay Flowers' numbers are going to be down, especially with Lamar Jackson. That's going to change the way things work. But honestly, I still got to go with Flowers on they're going to throw the ball. Look at their running back, Derrick Henry. If you're talking about running backs that they're not sure what they're doing with, Derrick Henry is really good later in the game. They have to keep pushing him. So if they're not going to, that means they have to get into more play action, which means they're going to take Derrick Henry a little bit more out of the game. They have a much better running back for their play action. So I would go Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers to me makes a much better matchup, but let's take a look at who they're actually playing. Bro, if you're in an 18 league though, dude, you're not hurting anywhere. So you guys, I hate those. I hate this ESPN league for that exact reason. There's too many players. Dude, all you're doing is picking up the best player every week and hoping that they score again. I can't stand that play. Let's get into it though. Let's get into it. Look at my team. I've been talking to you guys. We're 2-3. We lost by 2 points. You can see it right there. We'll take the loss because the Jacksonville Jaguars won for one of the first times on a Monday night game. So thank goodness there. All right. So it feels like you got to lock in Cook and Javonte based off their season production, but Kyron and Barkley have juiciest matchups. Barkley, look, you're going to miss one or two for Barkley because you're waiting to figure out what the Eagles are doing offensively. Again, I don't hate what the Eagles are doing. They're winning football games and they're playing against what defense show them. That's how you play in the NFL. But when you're talking about fantasy football, you're going to miss a couple with Barkley's productions because he'll go off when you're not expecting him to. And the fact that he has a juicy matchup this week tells me that you're not overly worried about him going off now. Like you would expect it. But Javonte's also going to continue to go. Cook, yeah, he has had absolutely a great start of the season, but look at the matchups. Right? That plays a lot into it. Kyren's having a heck of a season. The problem is yeah, you just got 4 really good running backs that you could trade for anything. But again, you're in an 18 league. You probably don't need a thing. You're kind of just riding out 4 of the greatest backs right now. Who would you put up there besides them? What, Jahmyr Gibbs maybe? And if you go CMC, let's be real. Come on, you're waiting for CMC to get injured. You're literally waiting for it. Looking back at my team, though, yeah, look, I got screwed over. If you look, Joe Burrow was my actual starting quarterback. I picked him up around the 4th, 5th round, I believe. I'm not a huge Joe Burrow fan. I think he is an absolute fantastic quarterback, but Joe Burrow is starting to get that issue of injury, right? You get 3 games from him a year, that you're guaranteed. Everything else after that is house money, maybe. If he plays, he's one of the best quarterbacks to suit up. If he doesn't play, you're stuck with whoever the backup is. And if it's Jake Browning, you can beat the Jaguars. But if it's Jake Browning and against anyone else, you're screwed. So good luck. Thank goodness they got Joe Flacco now. Yep, saw the trade. That's what Joe Flacco needs is better receivers. Look at all the teams he's been on. Now imagine him with 2 really good receivers like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Oh, yeah, and give him a running game of Chase Brown, who hasn't been able to do anything because, well, that offense is atrocious. Yeah, so that should switch up some things for them. So my question for today is, are we going to go with Kyler Murray against the Indianapolis Colts or Caleb Williams against Washington? I think both defenses are actually pretty good, but Indianapolis is playing out of their mind right now. I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop for Indianapolis because you're being led by Daniel Jones, but He's proven that he was better than expected, or more importantly, proven that the New York Giants have more issues than they let on. To me, it's very simple. Let's go Caleb Williams against Washington. Although Washington has a good defense, they've been down a little bit this year, especially when it comes against quarterbacks and allowing them to score. They've been able to put up points. So I think Caleb Williams is the way to go, even though they're visiting Washington. Jahmyr Gibbs, you talk about being locked in. You can't take Jahmyr Gibbs out. You almost have to play Jahmyr Gibbs on a bye week. He's one of my best scorers. He's put up 95 points. Actually, I think he is my best scorer on this particular team. So he's not going anywhere. The real question is, who is my second running back? I have Chase Brown, and then I've got Keyshawn Jukins. Now, keeping in mind, I like Chase Brown. I think he's a good back. I just don't know what's going on in Cincinnati. They're playing against Green Bay. Green Bay is coming off of a bye week and also a much better defense. I think Chase Brown with a new quarterback this week doesn't make a lot of sense. I think Chase Brown's going to get some touches because they're going to try to protect the quarterback. And I think next week, Chase Brown is probably a must play. I'm going to have to take the chance, I think, this week. Stick with Jukins. Yeah, see, I'm with you. You got to stick with Jukins. I'm saying his name wrong. I always do. But he's playing against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's about mid defense. Now, do keep in mind, I love Tomlin. I think Tomlin is probably one of the greatest coaches in the league right now. And the easiest proof is look at his teams, and he still makes the playoffs. He still has winning records. The man is magnificent. So I definitely am a little worried about his defenses, but I think it's just going to continue to be a shootout. Let the Browns actually try to throw with their rookie quarterback. Go ahead. You have a rookie running back with them as well. Let's just go see what they can do. I think Jukins puts up some more points. Marvin Harrison Jr. at Indianapolis, that scares me a lot. But if I'm being honest with you, my two replacements, Zay Flowers, which I normally like. I even gave advice earlier today. Zay Flowers over A.J. Brown. That is true. The other one I have is McMillan. I cannot pronounce his first name. Tetario? I can never get his first name right. This is why I'm never going to be an announcer. I can't speak. But McMillan here from Carolina, I do like him. The Dallas defense is pretty bad. In fact, they're currently ranked the worst when it comes to defense. So I could see putting in McMillan for Harrison Jr. But it's Carolina. It's Bryce Young. You just don't know what Bryce Young is going to do. I'm not convinced he's even going to finish the year out as their starting quarterback. I do like McMillan. That's the reason why I took him, but I don't know if playing him against Dallas is the right matchup, especially when you look at the fact that I'm keeping Rome Odunze. Rome Odunze against Washington. Again, Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze. Take the double points. I did have Joe Burrow, Chase Brown for those double points, but that didn't work out. Pivoted another way. Rome Odunze is doing fantastic. Almost 80 points for me. Marvin Harrison's giving me 62, while McMillan's giving me 59. It's literally a flip of a coin. My gut tells me to stick with Marvin Harrison Jr. He's the number one target for Kyler Murray. He's going to get his targets probably about 6 to 8 this game, but he's going to be covered. He is going to be covered. Indianapolis has got some great defensive backs, and that's all 4 of them. That's not just their cornerbacks. That's also their safeties. So my gut is telling me Marvin Harrison Jr. My mind is telling me I need to go McMillan, even over Zay Flowers. Yeah, I know. I like Zay Flowers, and I would stick with Zay Flowers over A.J. Brown. I really would. But given my situation, to me, it makes sense to go McMillan over Harrison Jr. Zay Flowers, I want to say yes. I think he probably has a much better matchup. No, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. This will be interesting. I'm going to stick with Marvin Harrison. I know my gut tells me stick with Marvin Harrison. My mind, my brain, my research tells me to move him. Maybe I'm wrong. Convince me, guys. Convince me I'm wrong. I'd love to hear your point. Which, if I take out Marvin Harrison, who do I put in? Who do you lean to? And it can be Zay Flowers. Convince me. Roma Donze's not leaving. No, he's one of the best young rookies. I appreciate him. I have Tyler Warren as my tight end. The choice between Tyler Warren and Tucker Kraft. Yeah, good luck. Like, they are both putting up some decent points. I'm going to stick with Tyler Warren pretty much until either bye week or he gets injured. I don't think Daniel Jones is going to stop throwing to him. In fact, the reason why I took Tyler Warren is because they announced Daniel Jones as the starter. And everybody knows tight ends are a wonderful QB outlet. And Tyler just happens to be a great tight end. So Tyler's not leaving, although Tucker Kraft, I'm a fan of his, and he's doing great. It doesn't warrant to be a flex. Ashton Jeanty is currently my flex as we're talking about it. It's true, we could take Ashton Jeanty out. We could put in one of our famous receivers. But let's be real. Two things on this week. Number one, Ashton Jeanty is playing the Tennessee Titans. Now, minus Simmons, I'm not really too worried about anyone that the Tennessee Titans have on their team. Now, I say that, and we got Oldschool Fatman coming in here very soon. He's a huge Tennessee Titan fan. I'm willing, I actually want to pull what he's going to say about that, but I will take my chances of Ashton Jeanty against the Tennessee Titans. I actually like the fact that the Raiders coach just came out and said, hey, it's going to take me a little bit longer to turn the Raiders around than I originally thought. Good on them. They do have quite a few holes. Ashton Jeanty is not one of them. I think part of the problem that he's having, minus the fact that he's a rookie and he's getting used to how things work, I think part of the problem is the fact that everyone knows he's going to run. Yeah, and the problem is when you have 1% of the 1% on defense, they're good. They're fast. They're smart. They've seen things. They're experienced. So Ashton Jeanty's trying to get used to that right now. I will continue to ride because he's going to bust out. He had a game just, 2 weeks ago, put up some decent numbers. He struggled other than that, but I think he's going to be fine. If you wanted my opinion, who was a better breakout performance, Saquon Barkley, or Ashton Jeanty? Dude, when Barkley goes off, he's going to put up numbers. He's probably going to put up a 200-yard game. Ashton Jeanty may not put up a 200-yard game, but it'll be fun to watch. Absolutely. Primal Fears. I need advice. I have Jonathan Taylor. If you're thinking about just taking Jonathan Taylor out for anything, I just wouldn't. Unless he's injured, I wouldn't take him out. And Javonte Williams is my RB1 and RB2. I'm trying to decide if I should have Derrick Henry or Cam Scatterbo as my flex. Me personally, I'd take Scatterbo right out of the gate. Here's why. Until the Ravens get back, I think they're going to start saving Derrick Henry for the second half of the year. And if they continue to lose a couple more games, Derrick Henry is going to be put on the bench so fast, if not traded. Cam Scatterbo is absolutely trying to put that team on his back and carry them, pun intended, while also you have Jackson Dart, who is, I think, going to be a pretty decent quarterback, actually, as soon as they get rid of the coach over in New York. Sorry to ball. I think that team will turn around. So me personally, yeah, you're going to keep Jonathan Taylor and Javonte Williams hands down. I would go Cam Scatterbo. Absolutely. Look at who he's playing on top of it. New York Giants, who are they playing this week? And they Dallas? Isn't that who they're playing this week? I gotta double check. New York. Why don't I have New York on here? Now let's go to the players. Add players. Where's Scatterbo? Yeah, I don't want all available. I want all of them. Scat. Who are they playing? Oh, they're playing Philadelphia. Even worse. I actually prefer them playing Dallas, quite frankly. Playing Philadelphia is a little bit harder. But then again, yeah, I mean, look at what they've done against run games. So you're talking Kyren. I'm a huge fan of Kyren. More importantly, I'm a huge fan of the Rams. I think they have a great coach in Sean McVay, one of the offensive minds. Kyren Williams still put up 94 yards rushing. Okay, he also gave you 18 yards and a touchdown. Scatterbo is going to rush, and he's going to go out for passes. I would put in Scatterbo. Even if you don't like Scatterbo, I mean, if we look at Henry, see, the problem with Derrick Henry is not that he's not going to put up numbers. The question is just how much is he going to play? And again, he's a second half person, and I mean that both in game and season. He has an unbelievable tank. If he puts up his points, it's going to be in the second half. Hey, War Eagles, welcome in, my friend. We're glad to have you. Appreciate the follow. Let us know if you've got any advice for us, or if you have any questions. The chat here, man, we are talking it up. Pick two. Garrett Wilson, Shakur, or Sutton. Me, that's easy. Give me Garrett Wilson and Sutton. I don't trust Buffalo because they have too many weapons. You never know who's going to get it. Sutton, although I would say you can argue that Denver kind of has the same issue. Marvin Mims hasn't turned into who he needed to be yet as far as a receiver. Great returner, just not the receiver they want. Sutton's going to continue to get most of Bo Nix's looks. Garrett Wilson's Garrett Wilson. As much as I wish I could say that Garrett Wilson's going to drop off the face of the earth because he has in my opinion, one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, Justin Fields. Not that he's a bad quarterback. He's just one of the worst in the league. Look at what they're doing together, right? And that's with everyone giving Fields such a hard time saying how bad he is. I give credit to Aaron Glenn and that offensive coordinator because they've let Fields play a very basic game that he's good at, build up his confidence, and they can put up points. Are they going to win games? Good luck, Jets. But yeah, absolutely, I would say Wilson and Sutton. Primal Fears, I agree, just needed opinion from someone else. I'm going to start Scatterbo, hope for the best. No, I'm with you. And honestly, let's think about it this way. Even if Scatterbo doesn't score a bunch of points, let's say Derrick Henry does outscore him, I still think the better way to go is Scatterbo on this one. The potential is higher. And like I said, Derrick Henry, with the way the Ravens are currently working, I almost would trade Derrick Henry. If you could, Primal Fears, again, I don't know what kind of league you're in. If you're in these basic ESPN leagues or these one-off years, I would trade Derrick Henry as fast as I could. Let someone else take him. And Derrick Henry is not going to beat you for your championship, especially if you're running you've got a good receiving core. I imagine. I mean, your running backs are perfect. I don't think you have anything to worry about those. Who would you start this week? Wanda Robinson, Hollywood Brown, or Alvin Kamara? Now that's definitely a flex and a half. I can see that. Hollywood Brown had a great showing on Monday Night Football. He made the Jacksonville Jaguar defense, which was rated one of the tops, in kind of embarrassing. And if you want my honest opinion, that is most likely the reason you just saw a $70 million cornerback get traded for a one-year cornerback. Jacksonville traded Tyson Campbell just late last night for Greg Newsome, the second out of Cleveland. Now, Greg Newsome's a good cornerback. You got to pay him. They had Tyson Campbell on lock for the next 4-year extension, and they gave him up. And my guess is, judging by watching what Hollywood Brown did to him and his attitude, and that, I hate to say that because I'm a Tyson Campbell fan. I'm a Jaguar fan, first of all, but I'm a Tyson Campbell fan. And I hate to see him go, but that is my guess on why we just picked up Greg Newsome. Because of that, Hollywood Brown is going to get more play this week than he probably deserves. Yeah, Hollywood Brown is I think he is going to be outplayed by two other receivers on that team. If not this week, definitely eventually. So I wouldn't trust Hollywood Brown. Alvin Kamara is tough. There is really no one else on that team. You can argue that they do have three decent receivers, but those three receivers are not consistently putting up. Their quarterback is Spencer Rattler, and do you really believe he's going to lead you to a championship in New Orleans? Like, they're going to get to the playoffs and everything? No way, come on. Spencer Rattler is not going to lead you to that. So I have a hard time believing that Alvin Kamara does not get touches because there's just no one else. Wendell Robinson, I think he's slowly starting to come in, and he is going to continue to get more. You could probably wait one more week before he really starts taking on, maybe even two. But I do think Wendell Robinson will go off here. Flex and a half. Lions have corners out. Wendell is the only option. Kamara suddenly is a ghost. I mean, I don't necessarily think that he's a ghost. I do think that their offensive coordinator played the right matchup this last week. And Alvin Kamara kind of disappeared. That is true. But I don't think he's just going to stop getting touches, looks. He's not as good as CMC nearly, but in the same category for the type of back. And they really just don't have anyone else. No one else that they can truly count on over and over. Injuries again for them have let Kendra Miller take over. I agree. I think that's what they're worried about with Alvin Kamara. And they realize that he's getting close to the end. In fact, I believe he's on 2 years. He's got this year and next year as on his contract. And they're going to pretty much walk away from him if they don't trade him next year. So Alvin Kamara is, without a doubt, he's 30 years old. He's on borrowed time, one more year on his contract, I believe. I would not be surprised that they're trying to move Kendra Miller more to the workload. But who would I take this week? I would probably, out of those three, I would most likely stick with Wendell and Kamara. Again, Hollywood Brown is going to get outproduced by the two receivers that they already have on that team. They waited for Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy he's going to get his speed and everything back. He's going to get the playbook down. Hollywood Brown is going to go off for a play or two every game because everyone's going to forget about him. And he's fast. He's wiry. He's going to do well, but I wouldn't count on him. I would say Wendell and Kamara, Alvin Kamara. Scared about Garrett Wilson because of Surtain? I agree. But, yeah, look, I love defense. Even when I coached football, defense was my first thing. I had more prep on defense than I did offense. But I do agree good defense will beat good offense more often than not. And Patrick Surtain, without a doubt, is a great corner. But I will also remind you that Denver has shown they can be beaten. What is going to cause them fits is the fact that Justin Fields is going to be able to run the ball. They're not going to be as worried about the running game. And so, yes, they're going to be worried about Justin Fields. They're just not going to be worried about the running back as much with Allen being out. So when you have Justin Fields start to take off, he's going to open up because Garrett Wilson is great at adjusting to what the defense gives them. He will find the hole. The question you need to ask is, do you trust Justin Fields to find him? Right now, Justin Fields has proven that he's going to be able to find him. I would say I would not be surprised if Wilson gives you probably about 65 yards and a touchdown this week off of Patrick Surtain. And I'm a fan of the Denver Broncos. I love that team. I'm a huge fan of Bo Nix. I was over in Oregon. I watched him play. Love the kid. I think he's going to be a great quarterback. I love Bo Nix. I absolutely am a huge fan of Sean Payton. I think he's one of the better coaches still in this league. And I think he knows how to run a team. I think he's a running team. I think he has great defenses most of the time. Look back at the Saints. But they also have holes. They have players that are young and make mistakes. And although Surtain will not be one of them, Wilson is smart enough to find a hole. 65 yards and a touchdown. I could see Surtain pulling that easily. I say easily. I should probably go higher if I think it's easily. Patriots are too good against RBs this year. They're top 5. Yes. Yeah, they are. But that doesn't mean they're not going to score points. The key that you got to keep in mind about your league is how many points are you going to get based off of either them running the ball or scoring touchdowns. I'm in a couple different leagues. You guys are going to see that here in just a few minutes. This ESPN league is boring to me. I have salary caps I have to worry about. I have extensions I have to worry about. Like in these other 3 leagues, like they matter to me. But in your league, if you're playing like one of these ESPN leagues and you're getting 6 points a touchdown, you're right. The Patriots are good against running backs. He's still going to score. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, even if he only put it up. All if he puts up like 40 yards and a touchdown, that's still points for you. You probably get 1 point for every 10 yards of rush, 6 points for a touchdown. If he puts up 40 and a touchdown, you got 10 points. How close is your league? That's something you guys have to put into that, right? I would need to know more about your league, but if you guys are asking me just players and matchups and who's going to probably have better games, that's all I can give you straight up, right? Your points is what's going to tell you really who you play. War Eagle, your last question, Nix or Williams? Oh, dude, that's tough. You're talking about Javonte Williams, right? The running back? And that means you're talking about a flex. Oh, now see, yeah, Denver's going to have an interesting game. I would say Javonte Williams. As much as I love Nix, and I do think he'll put up points, what is your system like? I need to figure that part out. How many points do you get for the QBs compared to the running backs? Oh, Caleb Williams? Oh, Caleb Williams. So you're not talking flex. You are talking straight quarterback. Ooh. Now, see, that's tough because now here's the thing. You saw my team. I went with Caleb Williams. I am starting Caleb Williams right now for me over Kyler Murray. Now, you, Bo Nix, they're playing the Jets. The Jets have, in my opinion, not a very good defense, although I like Aaron Glenn, and I think they will eventually have a very good defense. I would probably take Bo Nix. I don't know. I will take the word probably out. I would put Bo Nix in before Caleb Williams. I trust Bo Nix more than I do Caleb Williams. And this is also going to be, I'm going to say a hot take, but in reality, this is going to cause some people shock, I think. I don't think Ben Johnson's got it figured out over in Chicago yet. I don't think he's a fan of Caleb Williams. Look at how that offense is running right now. I really think Ben Johnson is having trouble with Caleb Williams and his decision-making. So don't be surprised if you see some talk going as later in the year as we go. But with that, Caleb Williams playing Washington or Bo Nix playing the New York Jets, both of those quarterbacks are going to be on the road. Who do I trust more? I will trust the coaches of the Washington Commanders over the coaches of the New York Jets defense. So yes, I think Bo Nix will put up more points than Caleb Williams. Absolutely. Look at the numbers. If you compare the defenses right there, although Washington had a much better defense last year, kind of came back down to earth this year, but it's because of people are putting it on them this year. My favorite football team all time and has been ever since the beginning. Dude, I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not going to joke. Oh, I can't see it. Dang light. Jacksonville Jaguars, baby. Jacksonville Jaguars since 95. Dude, get off bandwagoners. Get off me. I've been a Jaguar fan since 95. That's right. In 94, when they decided that Jacksonville decided they were going to pick up the mascot of the Jaguar, I became a fan. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada originally. We never had a team when I was growing up. My closest team that I had was like Arizona, but I wasn't really attached to them. When I was a kid, I was a Jaguar fanatic. Like, I loved the car, I loved the animal. There was just something about the speed and the prestige as a kid. I loved the Jaguar. So when Jacksonville was like, we're going to get the Jaguars, I was like, that's my new favorite team, yeah! Little did I know I was signing on for 30 years of bad luck. Yeah. Although it's been a hell of a ride, I'll be honest. Dude, in the 90s, we were good. I still hate the Tennessee Titans and their Music City Miracle. Cost us our first shot at an actual championship. We lost 3 games that year, all 3 to Tennessee. Yeah, despise Tennessee. But yeah, that's my favorite team. I'm a Jacksonville Jaguar fan, and I want to let you know how big of a fan I am. I'm not a Trevor Lawrence fan. Nope. I did not want to draft Trevor Lawrence. I still, to this day, do not want Trevor Lawrence, and I want to be clear. It's not because I think he's bad. I think he's been screwed over the last 4 years. He's had 4 offensive coordinators in 4 years. For a generational talent, he has been screwed. You might as well have given us Daniel Jones. It would have been just the same. We would not have done any better. Now, the problem I have with Trevor Lawrence is not, he has a cannon for an arm, he has athletic legs. I have problems between his ears. If you watch how he's running this team right now, he is overwhelmed. Now, partly that is because this is, again, 4th new system, and he's doing more now in this system than he ever did before. So that's part of it. But he's overwhelmed. He has had so many delay of game penalties. He can't keep track of what's going on. He's moving people because they're in the wrong spot. He's doing too much. I'm not a huge fan of Trevor Lawrence. I'm a Jacksonville Jaguar fan, and I will go down fighting till the end. I am glad we're 4-1. And yes, I am even willing to say we were that close. We were Jake Browning close to being 5-0 right now. We're 0-2 against Jake Browning in 2 years. We can't figure him out. But we're that close to being 5-0 as a team right now. And I think we got a dogfight between us and Indianapolis this year. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are good. I don't think they should be surprising people, because if you think about 2 years ago, they went to the AFC playoffs. They did extremely well. They came back last year. They expected to do even better, and their coaching let them down. It wasn't that they don't have good players. It was the fact that they weren't led very well. Well, then why are you surprised that with all the same players and better coaching that they're doing well now? Jacksonville should not be a surprise. It should be, well, finally, they're putting it together. And so we're clear, Liam Cohen, dude, that man's amazing. And I'm not talking because he's 4-1. I'm talking about listen to him. Listen to him. He admits when he does something wrong. He admits when he doesn't know something. And he speaks the truth. The last 2 weeks, he's been telling Trevor Lawrence the same thing over and over. Man, just go to the next play. It doesn't matter what happens on this play. Go to the next one. Live and fight another play. I love that message. I love that message. He is trying to get Trevor Lawrence out of his head. Primal Fear is nice. I've been a Lions fan since 2010. Jim Schwartz, hey, good on you. I'm glad. I love hearing fans actually stick through it, because it's just like when you're learning, right? Teaching. When you fail, you learn. And as fans, we can't do anything but cheer. We can give them our money, but all we can do is cheer, right? And when we go through the hard times with our team, it's heartbreaking. I have this thing in my house where we watch the Jacksonville Jaguars, and if they lose, my family can't eat for the week. Yeah, I know. That sounds mean, doesn't it? Just no CPS. Relax. We feed the kids. It's just top ramen, nothing good. I kid. No, but I do. Like, we're fans, and we have our superstitions, and we do fun things like that. So to hear a fan going through the tough times, I actually feel a little bad, Primal. Like, you being a fan from 2010, you missed out on some good Detroit Lion years. Like, you had some great players up on that team. So I hope you're doing research on that team and looking more of like the history and where you guys are from, because, man, it's fantastic. But good on you. I hope you guys keep winning. I'm actually extremely excited. Hit my mic on that. I'm excited that you guys are still winning, right? Even though you lost Ben Johnson, that was a huge thing. People thought you guys were going to drop off a little bit. You don't. And you know why? Because you have one fantastic coach. He knows what he's doing. And I hope you guys hold on to him for a long time. He's good for the league. All right, we've been stuck on this page for a little while. Let me get through this. We talked about one. I asked everybody flex, who should it be, or as well as Marvin Harrison. I haven't seen anyone put anyone in. So I think we're going to keep Marvin Harrison in. Ashton Genty as the flex kind of makes sense going up against Tennessee. The real question is which defense we want today. Are we going to go with the Broncos against the Jets, or are we going to go with the Jaguars against Seattle? This kind of hurts me, but I'm going to stick with the Broncos. And the reason why is because I think that Seattle-Jacksonville game, that's going to be tough. I could see that game being very low scoring, but you can also see how Jacksonville's game was a little bit low scoring and still not a lot of turnovers. Not a lot of defense. Like, people were able to make really long drives. So that frightens me against Seattle. I think they can keep drives going. So I'm going to stick with Denver. I did get a new kicker. I got Joey Sly. He's been on my team before. I dropped him when he missed like 2 field goals. And the problem I picked him back up is because he's still one of the highest scoring kickers in the league. When you're kicking that often that you can miss and still put up that many points, you kind of have to. The question is, who do I think is going to have a better game, Harrison Butker or Joey Sly? Chat, you're going to have to help me out. Which kicker are we going with? I kind of want to lead Sly. Is he hurt? Let's see. He made all 3 of his field goal attempts. Sly is worth looking at streaming option week 6 as he figures to get plenty of opportunities. Yeah. So we're going Butker, which is going to probably put up points. He went 4 for 4. Again, if he'd have made 1 field goal, I would have won last week. 1 field goal. I think we go Sly. Let me know, chat. Do we go Sly or do we stick with Harrison Butker? I think that's our team against the students. Yeah, against the students. Let's see who we're up against. Let me see your TDs. Right now, it looks like we have a 27-point favorite. We are a 27-point favorite. But look at who they're playing. They've got Jared Goff going against Kansas City. Bad timing for them. Although that game could be a shootout. Let's be real. Like, Jacksonville put up 31 on them. That game could go 40 points each, right? So Jared Goff could absolutely put some stuff up. I'm a huge fan of Hubbard, but Carolina has not gotten it together. Travis Etienne, it would be good to see him back in the running category this week, not being beaten out by his quarterback. But the problem is Seattle's defense right now, tough. Taquan Thornton, that's part of the reason why I wouldn't go with Hollywood Brown. Taquan Thornton is really starting to take off the last 2 weeks. And he even did his last one against Jacksonville with Xavier Worthy coming back. Look out for Thornton. He has a way of getting open more than Brown. Khalil Shakir, I probably pronounced his name wrong. Can't go wrong. Playing against Atlanta. It's Buffalo. They're going to always put up points. Travis Kelce, I'm not a huge fan of Kelce, although you can pretty much chalk him up for a touchdown almost every week. Eagles defense against the Giants makes perfect sense. And then they've got Cam Little. I wouldn't take Cam Little out either if I had him, unless it was a bye week. But it looks like right now we've got a 27-point favorite on this, and almost our entire team is away. So we're going to have to play hard this week. We'll have to play hard. Let's hope we keep that 27 points. I would like to, I would definitely like to get back into it. Let's look at a division. Show me your TDs. We're both last year. I'm 1 game out. They're 2 games behind. Drake is going to probably run away with this, if I'm going to be honest. You've got a 94% chance of making the playoffs. He's got a 94% chance of not losing another game. His draft went really, really well, and as long as he doesn't get injured, he's going to be fine. So good on Drake. Other than that, I'm going to make the playoffs. I can win this game. You guys saw my team. What's the weakest link on my team? Quarterback? Oh, okay. You can argue that I have a lot of rookies and I'm betting on potential than I am actual like points. But if you look at like what we're talking about, AJ Brown hasn't put up as much. Devontae Smith haven't put up as much. Can't say anything about Jamar Chase because, well, it's Jamar Chase. He does whatever he wants. T. Higgins hasn't put up as much. If you look at all the really good receivers, minus like Puka, who I can't explain Puka. But minus the very top echelon, everyone else is down a little bit. So, yeah, I keep hitting my friggin' mic. My hands, I'm talking with my hands too much. There's no one on this side that I'm overly worried about, right? I'm just not. Look at my games. I'll look at, I'll show you the games right here. Can I go back? Full schedule. So we win the first week by 30 points. We get trounced by Tony's team here. And I mean trounced. Like it wasn't close. But why did I lose so badly? Yeah, that was the week Joe Burrow decided to go and get hurt in like the first quarter of the game. Right? Chase Brown has disappeared. And my Broncos defense all of a sudden put up the worst showing that they had ever did. So, like, everything that could go wrong in week 2 did go wrong. Roma Donze had 31 points. I put 31 points on the board for any of my receivers, which, taking Marvin Harrison out, which would have been the play, right? That puts me in. Caleb Williams. If I have my backup quarterback in, I got 40 points I'm sitting on between 2 players alone. Not bad. Not bad. Would I have won? Probably still not. No. Probably not. But it would have been a lot closer. Even Tucker Kraft put up 24 that week. Goodness gracious. So, yeah, I got trounced week 2. I will remind you, he's 2-3 in our division. I'm not overly worried. Look at the following week. Then I lose by 8 points. 8 points to Little St. James, which is also tied with me right now. And why did I do that? Well, Chase Brown still could not figure out how to play. That's 3 weeks. 3 weeks of Chase Brown. You would have done it too. So I didn't do anything wrong. There's Joey Sly. I told you he was on my team once before. How did I get beat? By Chase McLaughlin putting up 20 points. It's not that my team is bad. It's that his team, like the other teams, they just go off and outperform. 20 points for Chase McLaughlin? Come on. The rest of these I can deal with, even if they are over. But that's crazy. Wait, and hold on. How do you give up 30 points and still score 8? I'm just saying. Just saying. Not that my team is doing bad. It's just they're not. The potential is there. I'm sending on RJ Harvey. He's not going to hit my team. I probably should get rid of him. But we'll see. We'll see. Point is, this one is all set. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move over. This is the real fun right here. Okay. These are the 3 that I'm the most interested in, because here's what you don't understand. I hate ESPN. I hate basic fantasy leagues. They're boring. Okay. You usually have 10 to 12 teams. You have all the players available. You've got every good player imaginable on your team, and you are literally just choosing which donut tastes better. It's the sugar, right? That's all you're doing. And I can't stand those. So when I come to MFL, my fantasy league, man, I am in some leagues that can absolutely be brutal. This is one of my favorite ones right here. It's called Frankly, My Dear, I Don't Give a Damn. A big screen fantasy. All the teams must be based off of a movie. Okay. Now, mine is Robin and the 7 TDs. That's based off of Robin and the 7 Hoods. Why? Well, I'm a huge, huge fan of Old Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra. And so I wanted to make sure that's how it is. You guys ready to take a look at the team? I should tell you, this is not what you're going to be used to. First of all, in this league, we have salary caps. Yeah. We have contracts, like the lengths of their contracts. We have a roster limit. I can have no more than 21 people on my team. I have to be very careful. Take a look. Here's what we got. Robin and the 7 TDs currently have quarterbacks that include Justin Fields and Anthony Richardson. Give me just a moment. I'm taking a look. I got a message. Was wanting to find out. No. Oldschool Fatman. He's supposed to be coming on, so I wanted to find out if he was available. But we're starting with Justin Fields and Anthony Richardson. Now, I want you to know that this year I did a draft for this particular league, and most of these people I did draft. Okay, Justin Fields was not my original pick. Anthony Richardson was. I think he's a great quarterback, and I'm holding on to him because I am waiting for him to be traded. When he gets another opportunity, I think he's going to do really well. I know, and you're thinking, wait a minute, he couldn't do well in Indianapolis, and Daniel Jones is doing well, but Anthony Richards isn't. I know, it doesn't make sense. Watch Anthony Richardson. The only thing that's been hurting him, pun intended, is he can't stay healthy. And you would be like, well, how can you be a quarterback if you can't stay healthy? That man can play. Give him a minute. Give him a minute. So here are my quarterbacks. I traded for Justin Fields, especially after it looked like Anthony Richards wasn't going to start. Justin Fields has been savior for me. Notice the contracts, right? Every single person has a contract. Every single person has a salary. I have to stick to $191 million. Well, not every year. The salary goes up or mainly up. You can see I'm using 149 million of mine, pretty much 150 million. I got 41 million available. Two of my good receivers are on IR for the year, and that's really why I'm hurting. Justin Fields is going to be my starter because Anthony Richardson just is not. Well, let's get to it. Let's submit the lineup right here. So Justin Fields playing against Denver, that is absolutely horrible. I wish I could change that, but he's the only quarterback I have. As long as he puts up positive points, it's a win for me, especially since I think he could put up negative points. Now, if you look at my running backs, again, I had to draft. I got the number 1 pick. I knew I was going after Ashton Genty, and unfortunately, there really wasn't much running backs left. I did get a 3rd-round claim. It cost me a 3rd-round pick for Jaylen Warren. He's coming back. So I'm going to pretty much put both of them in. I like Jaylen Warren. I think Jaylen and Ashton Genty are good. Marvin Mims. I do like Marvin Mims. He usually puts up some good points. The problem is I'm either taking out Ashton Genty, Jaylen Warren, or Rome Odunze. Rome Odunze is not coming out. That is an absolute stay. Ashton Genty playing against Tennessee. I'm liking that. Jaylen Warren playing against Cleveland. Yeah, I'm liking that too. Marvin Mims is mainly a kick returner right now. I've got to take my chances. And now I hate to say that because Marvin Mims is probably going to put up points. But I'm gonna stick with Genty and Warren. Those are the things to do. I do think Garrett Wilson. Yeah, if you could get Garrett Wilson to the Chargers, dude, Justin Herbert just became the best quarterback in the league. I agree with you, War Eagle. I got Tucker Kraft and Gunnar Helm. I like Gunnar Helm, especially as a rookie. Again, this is keeper league. That's the reason why we have all the contracts. I like Gunnar Helm. I think he's going to do something. He just hasn't done a lot yet. So Tucker Kraft goes back in. I've got 1 kicker. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do on my bye week, which is coming up on week 9. But right now we got Nick Folk. And let's be real, there are no other kickers for me to get. So we got to ride Nick Folk unless we're going to magically get a trade. We got to do 2 defensive tackles and defensive ends. AJ Espinoza. I like him. Not overly performing right now, but then again, if you take a look about halfway, this is current year-to-date points. So I'm going to stick with Rashawn Gary, which is averaging, look at this. Look at his sacks, man. He had a sack in almost every game except for the Cowboys. So I got to keep Rashawn Gary in. Jared Verse, great guy. Had a tough first 2 weeks. I think he was nursing the injury, if I remember. Now he has been pulling back. He's got a couple tough matchups against the Ravens and Jaguars. Jaguars have had a much better line as of late, so that's going to be very interesting for him to go up against. Ravens, depends on which quarterback. He could end up with a lot of tackles here. So looking forward to those two. This is what's killing me. It's my linebackers. Oh my goodness. In this league, linebackers are gold. Gold. He's still week to week, 2 days ago. All right. He's still week to week. That's horrible. I want to put in Matt Milano. Damone Clark. I was thinking he was going to get more, but he has yet to shine. I'm going to put in Matt Milano. I think I've got a 50-50 shot. If Matt plays, then I'm probably at least going to get points. For Garrett Wilson, I don't know if I wouldn't say he's an elite receiver. I mean, he's really talented, yeah. I would probably take Garrett Wilson over quite a few of the elites. Well, it depends on who you classify as elite, I guess. But I think Garrett Wilson, you can't go wrong with. That's a really good receiver. We've got Kenneth Murray, who's been pretty much carrying our team at linebacker. Not good, but best we've got. This has been the hard part. Our cornerbacks have not performed the way they should have. Christian Gonzalez, he's finally coming back, so we're hoping he's going to start producing. Renardo Green, again, he's playing against Tampa this week. That'll be a little tough, especially if he's going up against Amika. He's got to be right now the second best receiver in the league. Still hard to go against Jamar Chase. Then we have Cameron Bynum and Geno Stone as our safeties. We can pretty much have one. I don't have anything else to really put in. So when you look at my defense, it makes sense that I'm playing, two safeties right now, two corners. It's so much easier to get corners and safeties than it is linebackers, and I have to play two of them. So the way I'm adjusting in this league is that in the offseason coming up, I have got to get me 3 linebackers. I've got one, Kenneth Murray. I've got to get 2 more. Maybe have Matt Milano play 1 more year for me as a gap. But other than that, I need 3 defensive ends, at least 4 linebackers, I'm thinking, and then maybe 1 of each of these, 2 of each. That way I have 1 for the bye. That's what I'm thinking. The other thing is this. If you look, I got Kyle Monangiga. I can't pronounce his name. I do like Kyle. I am sitting on him because I think he is going to be a decent back. And plus also eventually they're going to change up their running game over there. Jarquez Hunter, I got him mainly as a handcuff, just in case Kyrene gets injured. I haven't had any luck on that yet. I could probably drop him, but if I hold on to him, let's see what happens. And that's the team. So unless you guys see something I don't, I think that's what we're going with right there. Who are we going up against? Let's see it. Can we see the live scoring today? All right. So I'm 3-2 in this league. Going up against 1-4. They got Daniel Jones. Now, early in the year, before the year started, he tried trading me Daniel Jones. What he wanted was he wanted to trade Daniel Jones for Tank Dell. And I said no. And the reason for that, and I think I still stand by this. Clearly, it's hurt me a little bit, but I stand by it. I could have gone Daniel Jones and had both my quarterbacks being Anthony Richards and Daniel Jones. which wouldn't have been too bad. But Tank Dell, I am a huge fan of Tank Dell. And I think when he comes back next year, the Houston Texans are going to be hard to deal with. So I think Tank Dell is worth it, especially looking at the fact that I need receivers. I have Rome Odunze. That's it. And if I don't trade for another receiver this year, which I really can't because I got rid of all my draft picks. I hate draft picks. I'd rather get people that I know are going to work. Najee Harris is injured, so that's going to do him nothing. Isaac isn't going to do him anything. Jake Beck is surprisingly still on a team. Pat Freiermuth is going to get replaced by any of the other two tight ends currently on that team. Cam Little might put up a ton of points because they're playing against Seattle. He has Brian Burns, which is great, but I don't want to deal with the contract. Will McDonald, which might put up some points. His linebackers are worse than mine. Apparently, Tyrese Knight is not. I'm wrong on him, I guess. He's put up 21 points. So he's for some reason averaging more than my guy, but my guy's put up more points. How's that? I don't get how that works. All right. JC Horn, not reliable. Not that mine are, but not reliable. Yeah, he's got Spencer Rattler over Daniel Jones. Yeah, I could see that. I wouldn't trust Spencer Rattler. I would have traded him. Not a huge fan. Man, he's got almost nothing on his bench. Yeah, he's got almost nothing on his bench. I tried trading him, Justin Fields, for Jalen Coker and Daniel Jones, and he said no. Yeah. Good on him. Good on him. I think I'm going to win this one. I'm going to go 4-2. I think so. Let's look at the standings. This is Reginald's quivering member. I need to mention that because that is Old School Fatman. Yeah, Old School Fatman unfortunately was not able to join us today as we were hoping. But let's take a look at his team. He's 4-1. He is leading his division. And before we look at his team, I need you to understand something. We came into this with the sole purpose, or goal, I should say, to meet in the Super Bowl. That's what we wanted to do. So I had already been in the league. I convinced him to join. There was one other team on the opposite side left. Now there were like 2 or 3 still in my conference. He immediately took the last team. Now he had to draft just like I did. He's currently winning his division. I am not. You'll see that in a moment. But I also take a look. He's averaging 82 points a game. Look at everyone else in his division. Now look at the division directly above. He would be 4th place in the Wolverine division. He would be 4th place with points for. He most likely would not be 4-1. Crazy to think about. In his division, he's beaten all these bad people. And then in his conference, he's 1-1. He's going to win. He's going to get to the playoffs this year, having a very bad team. Look at his team. And he knows I said this. Oh, we've talked about his team. He needs a better pitcher. God, the pitcher is so grainy. All right, this is his team. He's got Jaden Daniels. Part of the reason why he did his loss is because Jaden Daniels was injured. Good quarterback. Good quarterback. He has Alvin Kamara as his best running back and Kareem Hunt, who just put up some points. So don't be confused and think that he's got 2 running backs. Kamara just disappeared last week and Hunt just appeared. Bad timing for both. So he needs to work on running back. Wide receiver. Well, his wide receivers look like he's competing, but Malik Washington isn't a receiver in Miami. He's really a returner. Now, with Tyreek Hill out, yes, Malik Washington will actually get some more looks. So if he stays healthy, Malik Washington, I could see him creeping up and starting to actually produce points consistently. Devon Vell, waste of time. Sky Moore, good luck figuring out what San Francisco is going to do that doesn't include CMC. Alan Lazard, I'm waiting to hear him being traded to Pittsburgh for some reason. I do. And he has Jerry Jeudy, and I'm not mad at Jerry Jeudy. I think his $17 million contract for Jerry Jeudy is why I didn't go after him. I don't think he's worth that money. But he at least has some name. He has a name that he can build around. He's got Mark Andrews tight end. I wouldn't trust Mark Andrews, too old. The only reason why you're holding on to him, especially at $14 million 1 year, is the fact that he scores touchdowns. And in this league, 6 points a touchdown is important, especially, tight ends don't put up a lot of points. So if he can get 1 touchdown a week, not too bad. He actually likes Co. Is that how you pronounce it, or Koo? I forget. The problem is New York, I think, has 3 kickers on their roster right now. So he's getting nothing from the kicker. He's got Simmons, he's got Nick Bonito, and Aiden Hutchinson. As far as I'm concerned, he has no worry about his defensive ends. He's got 3 really good ones. I would probably trade Simmons just because I think the $23.5 million contract is a bit over. Isn't he like 31? He's 28, so he's younger than I expected. So, holding on to him. You get him for 2 more years. It's not bad. At least you don't have to worry about it. Especially with the fact that, Nick Bonito is going to have some money here soon, right? Aiden Hutchinson, you got him for 2 years. Does he have enough cap space? $25 million. Bonito could end up at the 12 to 15 million range. I have to look at his contract because they are based off of the actual contracts. I believe he might have went up to 33 mil. If so, he can't even afford Nick Bonito. But his defensive line is absolutely good. Like just about everybody in the league, he's struggling slightly with his linebackers. And I say slightly because TJ Edwards is a good linebacker. He's just had some issues. Looks like he's just fighting injury or he's not doing as well. Maybe at 29, he's changed. Right? But he used to be a very decent linebacker. Why he's not performing right now is kind of intriguing. Akeem Davis-Gaither, good filler, especially with the fact that Arizona is going to love to put up points as much as possible, so you can see the defense being on. Other than that, he's got these 2 linebackers that are fillers, and he's locked them in, but they're low money, not really hurting. Cornerback, he's got Jack Jones, Tyson Campbell. He likes Tyson Campbell. I think $19 million for a cornerback is way more than we need to pay. And Tyson Campbell is now headed over to Cleveland. So that's actually going to do Tyson Campbell a little bit better. Good on him. Javon Bullard and Justin Reed. I am a fan of both of these safeties. I'm a huge fan of Justin Reed because he used to be a Jaguar, and I followed him when he went to Houston and so on. I think he's a great safety. $10 million is pretty cheap. 2 years. I don't know if I'd hold on to Justin for 2 years. Jacob Cowling. Yeah, no, I would probably get rid of him. He's got other receivers I'd get rid of first, so maybe hold on to Jacob Cowling, but he's not holding too much for you. Malik Harrison, another linebacker. You just need filler, so that makes sense. But he's got $25 million. And that's what I mean. Old school Fatman, he's going to win that division. But take a look at mine here. I am in a dog fight. A dog fight. Look at this. Average points for. I'm running second at 101. Godfather killed me when I played him. Killed me. He's like, if you look at his schedule, look at his schedule. Very first week 1, he beat me by 8. Great game. I was second highest scorer that week? Third highest scorer. Fourth highest scorer. I was the 4th highest scorer that week. I lost to, okay, I don't know. I was one of the higher scorers that week. I lost to like the top echelon. Where did he go in week 2? Week 2, I think he absolutely dominated, even more so if I remember. No, his team disappeared. His team actually disappeared that week. Can I get the 92? I'll have to bring that up. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to take just a short break, and I do mean a short break. We're going to be right back with you. We got to check on something. So give me just a few moments. We'll be right back here talking more fantasy football. Ladies and gentlemen, we coming back at you. There we go. Sorry about that little hold, but we are back. Let's get back at this. So yeah, Godfather had his team just not appear in the second one. I'm trying to remember why. Week 2. Told you I love MFL. So, I gotta go to the right one. Where's Godfather? I always think we're near the bottom for some reason. Yeah, we are. All right, so let's look at his starters. JJ McCarthy, that's why he got beat. JJ McCarthy had 2 interceptions. He was 11 for 21. I think he got injured there. CMC was trying to carry the team. DK had not yet done too much. You can see he had 3 receptions, 1 touchdown. Still got 8 points. Keyshawn Boot ended up giving him points. So, yeah, it's very easy. I mean, Joey Slight gave him 13. His defense put up decent numbers. Honestly, I think it's just JJ McCarthy and his receiver. He needs another receiver. JJ, I would trade for JJ. I would absolutely trade for JJ. Josh was supposed to be mine. I went to draft him, and he, unfortunately, Godfather took him. Ernest was supposed to be mine, and unfortunately, he took him. I tried to get Jonathan Cooper. Yeah. So good on him. I ain't mad at him. All I'm saying is, this division that I'm in, it's a dogfight. I'm going to win this week, I believe. Right? Who am I playing against? Actually, no. I'm playing against a hard team this week. Oh, I'm playing against a hard team this week. Hold up. Who am I playing? Oh, no, Unbreakable. Okay, I mixed. See, this is the problem when you have multiple games. Yeah, I should win this week, no problem. I would be, unless I have a bunch of injuries, I would be rather surprised that I do not pull out this victory. I mean, look at that. We're projected to score 110 to 75. So let's hope we have a good one. Time to go to the next one, shall we? Let's go home. And there we go. Let's go criminals. All right, this is the second one for you guys. Well, third one. This one's going to be a little bit different. Ooh, we got a trade. Let's take a look. Here is the trade. Billy the Kid is offering us heartache is what he's offering us. He's offering Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco, Evan Ingram, and Josh Metellus for my first round pick. Why would I do this? It doesn't make sense. So of all the people he's giving me the Kansas City running backs, which you couldn't decide which one you wanted to start each week. He's got no quarterback. Like, what if I offered him Justin Herbert? What if I offered him Herbert for like Bryce Young and one of these running backs? More importantly, the receiver. I would love to get Michael Pittman. But I can tell you what we're not doing is accepting this. If I am giving up a first, it needs to include wide receiver. Giving me your scraps is just not friendly. Perhaps I could offer you a better QB. Yeah, let's go no. All right, let's go look at our team. First, let's make sure we set it. This was my draft. Don't laugh at my draft. It was okay. I didn't want Travis Hunter, but the person I wanted went right before me. And I thought Travis Hunter was the next one that was best. Then I don't have a receiver. You'll find that out. It's very common. Michael Williams, I like him. Harold Fannin, he will be fine as soon as the tight end. We actually have practice squad, so they're sitting on the practice squad. At the time, he was set to be the backup linebacker, and for whatever reason, he can't do anything. Nick is still not doing anything on that team. I don't know what to say. All right, here's my team. So yeah, we actually get points for coaches. I have Mike Vrabel and Mike Tomlin. Again, I think Tomlin is probably one of the best coaches in the league. Part of the reasons why his points down is because he just came off the bye. Imagine if he had one more win. I'm actually okay with my quarterbacks, mainly because I'm a huge fan of Michael Penix. I can't wait to see what he's doing. But having Caleb right now, I ain't mad at that. Mac Jones got picked up because I needed. They both had a bye week on 5. So I needed Mac Jones to play, and he got me a win. So Mac Jones will probably be leaving my team here soon. Here are my running backs. Antonio Gibson's getting ready to hit the IR, as everyone knows. Diagnosed with torn ACL 2 days ago. So he will be headed out. Gibson on the shelf. Patriots figure to ride the tandem of Stevenson and Trayvon Henderson for the rest of the way. All right, there you go. So he's going to go to the IR. Jonathan Taylor absolutely carrying me right now. Devon Acne. Tyrone Tracy sucks that he got injured. I thought he was going to have a much better year as well. So we'll see what happens from there. Go Scatabo. I thought Tyrone Tracy was going to hold off Scatabo for this year. I was wrong. Injury did not help. My receivers are atrocious. In fact, the best receiver I've got is Travis Hunter. Then I have Parker Washington. Other than that, it's atrocious. The only thing worse are my tight ends. My kickers are, they're fine. Punters, they're punters. They're fine. Then we've got defensive line. Yeah, I'm not doing overly great on that. At least defensive tackle-wise, my defensive line is doing well between Josh Sweat and Sweet. Sorry, not Sweat. It is Sweat. Josh Sweat and Dorrance Armstrong, so they're carrying me. My linebackers are doing okay. I love Aloakin. Yes, I'm biased. Robert Spillane, he was injured for like a game. He should be good. Christian Rosboom is a good linebacker. And Aziz Al-Shahir, I am a huge fan of his, even though, yeah, like he put Trevor Lawrence out last year. Again, when you get to that level, I don't really think they mean too much harm to each other. So, yeah. Yeah. And then Cameron, that does nothing for me, so I'll pretty much just be dropping him soon. We got Deron Bland, Jordan Lewis, and Zion McCollum. I like Zion. This is hard because Zion is actually a really good cornerback, but the way the scoring works in this one, he's doing lower than a lot of other leagues. So when you guys are asking me the questions like, who do you start, this person or this one, something to keep in mind is the point system. That's very, very important. That could change who I would start. Safeties, I got Javon Holland, Jalen McLaw, and Nick Scott McClough. Javon Holland is not doing as well as I expected. Nick Scott, Yep, I got Tank Dell, I got James Conner, and I'm about to pull Jalini Tavai off of linebackers, so that'll be good. That will give me Robert Spillane and Jelani. That could be hurtful, but we'll be all right. It does at least give me a replacement for Cameron. I also have Jordan Fuller and Will Harris. So as you can see, my safeties should have been better. Will Harris was actually outperforming the other ones, no longer that being the truth. And then my taxi squad, all the young players that I have, you can see my defensive tackle is going to replace the ones that I have. Not too bad. I think I'll be okay, right? Zion McCollum did not play on Wednesday. James Houston's dealing with a knee injury. Deron Bland's working through shoulder. Tyler Higbee is still not playing. Good Lord. All right. Let's see what we got. Let's set the lineup. I have an IR violation. Son of a bee. I was really hoping to not have that IR violation. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to drop someone from the roster. We're going to activate from the IR him. We don't have our other IR person yet. So we are dropping, yeah, we got to drop Cameron. There we go. Perform. There we go. Now let's go back to submit our lineup. Look at that. Who do we think is going to win? Mike Vrabel over the Saints or Tomlin over Cleveland? Yeah, I think I'm going to take Vrabel. I'm going to stick with him. I do like Tomlin. I think Tomlin will beat Cleveland. I just don't know. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Let's go Tomlin. And here's what I'm thinking. Yes, Mike Vrabel are probably going to beat the Saints. The issue I'm having, though, is Vrabel's defense right now. It's not as crisp and as good as I was hoping. So I'm a little worried they're going to put up a bunch of points. Mike Tomlin versus Cleveland, I don't think they're going to put up a bunch of points. I think that could be a low-scoring game. Let's get Mac Jones out of there. Let's put Caleb Williams in Washington. I like Penix, but going up against Buffalo, good shootout. I think I'll stick right now. Yeah, I think I'll stick right now with them. Give me just a moment on that. Sorry about that. Receivers. I have nothing for receivers. I could drop Scotty Miller. I have nothing for receivers. You know what? I'm going to put in... Oh my goodness. I have nothing for receivers. Yeah, I think we're going to stick with Travis Hunter, Parker Washington, and Dontavian Wicks. Tyler Higbee isn't playing. Can't trust Noah Gray yet, so Cade, you get another start. Jake Elliott is playing because Houston is on a bye. Who's the best punter we got right now? Ooh. Let's stick with the Patriots. Denver and yeah, you know what we're gonna do? Ooh, both of these are good. Yeah, both of those are good. What if we take them both? We take both of those, we take both of these, we leave Tavai out for right now. Zion did not play yesterday, so let's put in McDuffie. McDuffie playing against another great quarterback could be fun. I'm going to keep Jordan Lewis against Seattle. The better match on Javon Holland or Nick Scott? I'm thinking Nick Scott. I like Holland, but I'm having a hard time at going up against Philadelphia. Holland calf, no injury designation, Thursday night matchup. First-year Giant played through his groin injury in the team's Week 5 loss. He had 62 defensive snaps. He had 2 total tackles and 1 pass defended. Which quarterback do I trust more? Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott? Dude, Carolina's defense is so bad, though. Playing against the Dolphins, he had 4 tackles. I mean, he's getting some tackles, but he's pretty much getting 6 points. Holland had the injury these last 2. Man, those first 2, yeah. All right, let's go Holland. Let's go Holland. I mean, Nick Scott was a filler anyway, so it makes a lot of sense. Let's go there. Ooh, okay. You must select 22 starters. I have 21. I get the feeling, let's see, I got 1 place kicker, 1 tight end, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I need 1 more. That's not good. I guess Greg. So we're going with Greg. I have no one else. Oh, man. All right. Let's go see. All right, let's see what happened. Darius Slayton got dropped. I just dropped Cameron McGrone. Cole Holcomb just got dropped. Everybody's picking up Tyrell Jennings. Who can we pick up? I don't think anyone on that one. So let's go back to Billy the Kid. So he's got James Cook and Kyron Williams. He's offering me these two for a first. I just don't get that. I want Pittman. If I could get Pittman, I'd be... Phew, actually have a receiver. I could trade Caleb Williams for Bryce Young, maybe. That'd be enough to give me help? Don't think so. Don't think so. I don't know. All right, let's see who we're playing. We are currently projected to win. We are 6-4. They are 5-5. Ooh, let's take a look. What Tomlin is projected to get 0 points. Sean McVay is projected to get 0 points. Stafford projected at 25. Caleb Williams 22. Look at that. In this league, Scatabo is projected 15. So that is very interesting. Now, he hasn't set his lineup yet, I don't think, because he's still got Jordan Addison. Yeah, he's got Puka Nakua and Tatarewa. I wish. He's got Jacoby Myers right now. That's crazy. Everybody else I'm not overly worried about. His linebackers aren't that great. Corners aren't that great. So this is gonna be an interesting fight. I'm projected right now 197 points. He's projected 85. He's got C.J. Stroud, Caleb Williams. He's playing Matthew Stafford. Don't hate him. Dude, he's got 3 good quarterbacks. I wish I could get C.J. Stroud from him. Yeah, I wish I could get Stroud from him. He's got Jalen Warren on the bench, which obviously you take out Jordan Addison, put in Jalen Warren. He should outscore me as soon as he sets his team. He's fine. Yeah, he lost Najee. Taxi squad here. He's got Parker Washington on his taxi squad. Good on him. Parker Washington is my best receiver, and it's on his taxi squad. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to pull this one out. Truth. I don't know. Let's take a look at the division for this one. I'm currently running third. I'm 3 games behind. 9-1. You can see I'm being outscored by quite a bit. The person I'm going up against... Billy the Kid's trying to trade at 8-2, so he's trying to take advantage of me. Boseman, where is he? Eisenberg, there he is. He usually scores above me as well. All right. So now the question is, can we potentially find some trade? So he wants a running back. Juventus wants a running back, and he is offering... Night Stalker. I like that. That's funny. He's offering picks for a running back. 4th rounder for Hassan Haskins. I mean, getting a 4th round pick for nothing. Good on them. Billy the Kid says needs a QB or receiver upgrade. Would also consider defensive upgrades. He's not going to trade me like any of that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Take mine off, I suppose. Deep at these positions would take picks in return. I mean, I wouldn't mind having What's their record? Yeah, they're 8-2. They're not looking. Don't Belichick. Don't care. Yeah, he wants picks. I don't know how big of a pick he'd want for Samuel Dawkins or Dobbins. He's got Barkley. Mixon's on the IR. Got Jordan Mason and Trevon Henderson's about to. I could see why he's giving up Dobbins. Why is Deebo Samuel at 97? I wonder if he'd give me Romeo Dobbins. Or Romeo Dobbs. What did he want? Oh, he wants picks. Yeah, I don't know if I want to trade picks. He needs a linebacker, but I need those. He's looking for buy, but I think he's got it figured out. He apparently needs a punter. I don't know why he has. He has 3 kickers. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. All right. I got all my picks. Yeah, there's nothing really. Let's do player stats. Top free agents. Let's see what we get. Nick Fairburn. Another safety. And then Hawkins. Andrew Winger. None of this is needed. Yeah, none of that is needed. There is just nothing. We have to trade for that. Do we have anything else we could really trade? Hunter Renfrow. He had a great week too. And then has disappeared since. Yeah, Hunter has disappeared. I like Hunter Renfrow. But I'm also a fan of Brandon Cooks. Oh, he must be a returner. He had 1 catch for 36 yards. Oh, man, there is nothing. Xavier Smith is 28. Mac Hollins, maybe? 32, not targeted in week 5. Yep. Not even. All right. Well, I don't know what we're looking at here. I don't know how we can make this team better. The one guy wanted something, but how are we going to do that? Billy the Kid? Can we work it out? He wants a quarterback, so I'm going to have to get him Caleb. He's not going to want Michael. All right. I would, give me Bryce Young back. Question is how I get Pittman. Having another running back wouldn't be horrible, but I don't really want Kareem Hunt or Isaiah Pacheco. Yeah, don't really want him. I'd take Bryce Hall over the 2. Or Brees Hall. Thought he was injured. So, yeah, I'd go Brees Hall. I have nothing to offer him. I have nothing to offer him. Oh, it's Oldschool Fatman.
What's up, brother?
I cannot hear you. I just happened to see you come in. Hold up.
You can't hear me?
Hold up, my friend. Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Oh, well then now you can hear me.
I got to change my volume. I don't hear you.
I'm speaking.
Oh, I hear you now.
Oh, okay. So it is like a Verizon commercial.
Do you hear me now? Oldschool Fatman, welcome to the channel, buddy.
That's funny. What's happening? I'm just trying to finish my last thing today. They picture day, and they're making us go get a picture, even though I really don't want to.
Oh, I miss picture day. I quit right before picture day.
I don't have anything I want to do that's cute and funny. So.
Oh, I gotcha. Here's what we need. I'm looking at one of my teams right now, and this guy wants a quarterback. I have Caleb Williams and Michael Penix and Mac Jones. He has Joe Burrow, Carson Wentz, and Bryce Young. The problem is I need a receiver. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I would love to get Michael Pittman from him, but I have no idea how to trade it.
Wow. Which quarterback of yours does he want?
Well, he hasn't said. He put it up on the trade market and goes, hey, I need a quarterback or upgraded receiver. And I'm like, well, I could offer him Caleb Williams, which is my highest scoring quarterback. He's got to give me Bryce Young back because I don't want to touch Joe Burrow. And he probably wouldn't trade Joe Burrow anyway. But what I was thinking is, how do I get Michael Pittman and potentially Brees Hall? He has both of those players.
Wow. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, let me go back to your team now that we have you here.
I try to unload Michael Penix, but that's just me.
I like Michael Penix, though.
You know, it's funny how, isn't that funny how two people can look at the same thing, and I do see some potential. I just don't see potential in that coaching staff. I look at them as a Tennessee Titans coaching staff like I've been dealing with for my entire time of rooting for that team, where we don't develop quarterbacks. We recruit, we draft people that are wildly talented, and then we piss away their talent. And I look at that coaching staff in Atlanta right now is the same thing with the quarterback. And who are they going to get in after that? Unless they hire someone who's a genius at building quarterbacks, I think you're screwed.
I tend to agree with you. No, I do tend to agree with you. I think Atlanta was a horrible situation. But I don't think, first of all, I don't think anyone's really going to jump on Penix.
No.
And that's why I was able to get him cheap, is because I do like him and I'm willing to sit on him, and sitting on him while having Caleb Williams didn't hurt me. But I was talking about this earlier with someone. If you watch how Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson are reacting towards each other, I think Ben Johnson's getting really fed up with Caleb Williams.
Well, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, I would.
Caleb Williams is driving me nuts.
I'm getting over to your team.
There's two ways to love you some you.
Yeah.
You can love you some you in the Baker Mayfield way and be productive and go crazy. You can love you some you in what am I trying to think? What's his name? Steve McNair. Steve McNair was awesome, and he loved him some Steve McNair. That's my guy, man. I always love Steve McNair. But Steve McNair would put it out on the field and get it done.
No, I got
Caleb Williams loves him. Caleb Williams loves him.
Yeah.
But he wants everyone else to just love him some him, regardless of what the product on the field is.
True. Oldschool Fatman, I'm going to interrupt. We got something on the chat. This is a keeper league trade, and they want our opinion. This is the trade offer. Judkins, which got in the round 10, plus Tet, which I believe he's talking about McMillan, Tetero McMillan over in Carolina. So it's Judkins. Yeah. It's Judkins and McMillan for Genty and Rice.
For Genty and who?
And Rice. Rice from Kansas City.
That's interesting.
So he's coming back from suspension in what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
1 week? Now, and here's my opinion.
Ashton Genty and Rice, or he wants it from this guy?
I don't know for certain, so hopefully Johnny B. Good will let us know which side of the trade he's on. All I can tell you is right now he says this is the offer, Judkins and Tet or Genty and Rice. Which one would I do? Which one would I prefer?
Oh, if I'm on that trade and I get Genty and Rice, I feel like I fleece that dude.
You know what's interesting about that? I can't stand Rice.
Neither can I, but he's good.
Yeah, but I would trade him.
Really?
I would honestly rather have Tet than Rice. And by the way, Johnny B. Good has Judkins and McMillan.
Yeah, but here's the deal. If I go ahead and get Genty and Rice in 2 weeks when he gets back, I can trade Rasheed to somebody who really wants something and probably get two really solid receivers.
Hold on. Johnny B. Good, you're 1-4 right now. You have Judkins and Tet. And you have the potential to trade for Genty and Rice. Look, me personally, yeah, I wouldn't take it. I would stick with who I have. But,
okay.
Two things. Number one, what does the rest of my team look like? Okay, very important for me. And number two, as much as I do like Genty, which you know I do because I drafted him number 1 this year, and I think he will be good. I think you're also looking at potentially 2 years before that really happens. Judkins has shocked, at least me, I can say. I did not expect him to be that good. I'm impressed with the fact that he was able to deal with everything he did in the offseason, come in and lead a team, and like pick it up and lead the team. So I give Judkins a lot of credit for that, especially being on a bad team. I like Stefanski. I think Stefanski will be able to finally organize that when they figure out what they're doing with the quarterbacks. And I just am not a fan of Rice. I don't trust Rice. I would not be surprised if Rice is suspended again next year. Old school, what are you thinking? You're saying go for Genty and Rice. Oh, old school, got muted for a moment. He'll be back. But Johnny, you heard him. Old school did say go for Genty and Rice. And in old school feels that you would be fleecing. And now I agree. Genty, I would take Genty. I would trade Rice in a heartbeat. I don't trust Rice. I don't think Rice coming back to the Chiefs is going to like make that team magically work. I don't think that's what they're missing. So I have trouble with that part. So me personally, I would say stick with Judkins and Tet, but again, caveat, what does the rest of your team look like? It is keeper. And then Genty and Rice, Oldschool Fatman says go Genty and Rice. If anything, you could sell Rice, he says, in order to get maybe another receiver or two. But here's the one thing I'll warn you. I have Rice on one of my teams. You didn't see it yet, but Rice is sitting as one of my receivers. I can't trade him. Everyone that I have tried trading does not have a high enough price tag on him. He's not worth a receiver heads up like Tet. Like if I tried to trade heads up for McMillan in the league I'm in, it won't happen. It wouldn't happen. So yeah, that's me. What do the rest of your receivers look like? And do you really think Genty and Rice aren't going to change your game this year? Right? You're 1-4 right now. Genty's going to give you some points. Rice is out for at least another week. What does your receiver core look like? Can you withstand having Rice out? Or are you just chopping up for next year? If you're pretty much just starting to stockpile for next year, well then yeah, I definitely would say Genty and Rice. Yeah, if they're willing to do that trade, yeah, I would say take Genty over Judkins. I just disagree with Rice. I would trade him. Can't say that enough. So Old School is currently dealing with some stuff. He'll be in and out. Wait, your team is solid. You have Lamb, London, Keenan, and wait, what? First of all, I love Drake London. Atlanta is so letting us down right now. Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Michael Penix, if they could finally figure that out. Hold on, you have Kyron, Judkins, Kroski, and Merritt? You have Kyron and Kroski. If you traded Judkins to get Genty, you have Kyron, Genty, and Kroski. Dang. The only one I would say is if you could maybe switch out Judkins and Kroski. I would keep Judkins if I could. But I wouldn't expect him to make that trade. I think he wants Judkins. If you can, Lamb's coming back. So Lamb's good. London, he's just not consistent yet. Keenan Allen, I love Keenan Allen. Problem is he's limited. So you getting Rice. Yeah, see, this changes the way I see things. To me, I think where you're the weakest would actually be your receiver. The better receiver is Rice. Let me rephrase. I wouldn't necessarily say the better receiver is Rice. I'd say the better position, the better opportunity is Rice. Rice is a much better offense, quarterback that you can trust, an offensive game you can trust. You know he's going to put up points. But here's the question I have for you on Rice. Who's getting the ball? Pachinko ended up with what? 3 to 4 catches last week against the Jaguars. You have Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Rice is coming back, Kareem Hunt. Let's not forget Kelsey. How many catches is Rice getting? He's supposed to he's good with the ball in his hands. I still don't know if he's going to get looks at the end zone though. Yeah, I really wish Old School was here because I'd love to hear his opinion on it. To me, like I said, I would stick with Judkins and Tet. Dude, you have Lamb, London, Keenan, and Tet. You have 4 decent receivers in a keeper league. Keenan's going to leave. You have to replace him. You have Kyron, Judkins, and Kroski, which are going to lead you next year. I get it. You're currently 1-4. But you're like, what's the rest of your division look like? You're what, maybe 2 games out, if that? Right? You might only be a game out. Who knows? But my guess is you're 2 games out. And if everyone keeps playing, like especially with Lamb coming back, You have Lamb and, you'll have Lamb and any of these receivers. Genty just hasn't done enough. Like I said, unless you're going to the end of the game, or like you're saving everything for next year. That's the only other way. Old School, you there?
I did get back finally.
Welcome back. Dude, I've been on this. Okay, I got to update you. I don't know how much you heard. So Johnny B. Good, this is his receiving core. He has CeeDee Lamb, Drake London, Keenan Allen. At running back, he currently has Kyron Williams, Judkins, Krosky, and he's 1-4. He's definitely still win now. So the question becomes, is Judkins and McMillan going to help him for the rest of this year, or Genty and Rice?
Well, seeing that that's your receiving core and your running backs, I would stand pat. I would look at where else I would look where not gaining points.
Yep.
That's not a problem area.
No. And honestly, does it?
What problem areas are? That's somebody trying to either get to the playoffs or make their team better off of you because you're 1-4.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that. And honestly,
whether you're building for now, whether you're building for the future, that's not a problem area to me. I would fix the problem areas and leave the ones that don't create another problem for yourself.
Who's Jamo? Neary? Come back. Who's Jamo? I like Wandal, but let me know who Jamo is. I'm not 100% sure who you're referring to at that. But no, Old School, I agree with you. I don't think Genty and Rice really upgrade your team right there.
No.
And even if that's a straight trade and like that other person literally will like accept it right now, I just don't think Genty and Rice, even if they do upgrade your team, they're not by much. Is it really worth? If it's a straight trade and you're upgrading your team, it makes perfect sense to do it. I just don't think Genty and Rice upgrade your team.
Not from what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Part of me is curious if Neary is thinking about Lamb, because he said Jamo. I'm not sure who Jamo is. Let me know who that is. Other than that, it's Jamo or Wandal. You're talking about New York, right? And I like Wendell. I'm pretty sure I'm not saying his name right, but. All right, Old School, you're back. Let's take a look at your team before you run out of too much time here. You got Jaden Daniels.
I've got to go in 10 minutes because I have to run into the building. I got summoned, so.
I got you. We looked at your team a little bit earlier. We pretty much talked about Jaden Daniels. Obviously, you're going to hold strong there. Your running back core, you've got Alvin Kamara and Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt just happened to score points this last week, and Alvin Kamara just happened to disappear this last week, so they both kind of have the same amount of points. But obviously, running back is something you're looking at in the future. Would you say, is running back more important for you right now, or would you say your receiving core is?
Actually, I mean, my running backs are scoring points. They're not killing me. The problem is I'm relying in our league on Malik to get return yards because my receivers either are not targeted or do not catch the ball.
I know that feeling. What would you say?
It's one or the other. And look, man, I'd be trading the hell out of my receivers because I don't have very good receivers. Devon Vele, when he was with Denver, was really productive, and I was excited about him. Now I'd get rid of him because he went to New England and disappeared, or he went to New Orleans and disappeared.
Yeah. Well, I think that whole offense disappeared. It's like the Bermuda Triangle over there.
Yeah, but here's the deal. I just select one receiver. So I'll go Kareem Hunt because it's going to be tough. They're playing Detroit, but usually receivers don't score well against Detroit, but running backs do. So I'm cool with that. Kamara's playing against the Patriots. I don't like the matchup because I think their defense is better, but really I don't have looking at Jerry Jeudy against Pittsburgh, I hate that matchup.
Yeah.
And Malik Washington's going against the Chargers, who are going to score points. So Malik's going to be returning kicks.
Hey, the Chargers didn't score last week. Just saying.
Yeah. And so we'll see. And Malik did catch a few balls, but the thing Malik does is he's their kick returner. He's their kick and punt returner, and he gets about 90 yards a game, and it scores me points. Because in our league, with all these trades and people are talking about, what does your league value more? Do you get more at a lower yardage for rush, or do you get more at a lower yardage for catches? Do you get points per catch? Because we don't. We are not a point per reception. We're not a PPR.
Yeah.
So really, receivers, running backs are way more valuable in our league.
No, I agree. I know you're running out of time, so let's talk about the trade that affected you late last night. Tyson Campbell, who is currently on your roster with $19 million, just went from the Jacksonville Jaguars over to the Cleveland Browns. How do you feel about that?
Well, he's going to play a lot more defense in Cleveland.
I don't know if he'll play a lot more. He already played a lot, but I do get what you mean.
Here's the deal. When I look at it, I think Cleveland's defense puts their cornerbacks, you're going to laugh at me when I say this, I think Cleveland's defense puts their cornerbacks in a situation to score more points than Jacksonville does.
I could see that.
I don't know. That's just what I feel.
Well, here's one of my concerns. I'd love to get your opinion on this. Like, Tyson Campbell was signed for a 4-year extension, $72 million. He was wrapped up for that defense. He was a cornerstone of that defense. And then he had a lot of trouble on Monday Night Football, and the next thing you know, he gets traded.
Yeah.
I see, like, something to that. Like, do you feel there's something there? Do you maybe he fell out of love in the locker room with the coach, or do you think
it could be? I think it could be maybe a possible issue between he and Duval.
Could be. Well, you know what?
Here's the deal. Also, you got to figure who paid him. What regime paid him that big contract?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. So obviously I can answer that, but I want to follow that up. The answer is clearly the guy that just left. But my question to that, or my follow-up to that, that's the same regime that did not exercise the 5th-year option on your linebacker that is clearly going to want some money this coming offseason. So is it possible that Tyson Campbell got moved to make room to keep the linebacker?
It could be. It could be. And it could be that he and your head coach, like he and Cone, don't have a great relationship. And he's like, I'd rather deal with this kid than deal with the other kid.
And don't get me wrong, Greg Newsome II, I think he's a good corner. I really do. I've watched him lock down our team several years in a row now. And I like what he can do. I don't understand going from a corner that you have locked up for a few years to a corner that is going to leave you at the end of this year. I don't quite understand that, but I just think there's more that hasn't been told yet. Yeah, I think they'll be all right.
Sorry, they're making an announcement. If you can hear that, I apologize.
No, you're all good. Well, Old School, I appreciate that you were actually able to join us today. And I want to let...
I can't even hear right.
I gotcha. I wanted to let everybody else.
I love getting announcements made every class period.
I want to let everybody know that's
it's like it was in an email.
True. I want to let everyone know that's watching. This is actually a little late. We do plan on bringing you Old School Fatman and Calypso's fantasy football corner every Wednesday. We're doing it Thursday today. Just this week. Next Wednesday, we will be back. Normal time, normal schedule. But we had to get it in. So before you run away, Reginald's quivering number, do not forget to set your lineup for the games that start later tonight. And before you go, who wins the game tonight?
Who wins the game tonight? The Giants and the Eagles? Wow, that's a tough one.
So Eagles, right?
The Eagles are going to win it. I think Jackson's going to make it fun for a while. He's either going to make it fun for a while and the Eagles are going to pull away, or they're going to be, the Eagles are going to come out angry, pound the crap out of them, be up by 3 or 4 scores, and then Jackson's going to do some cool stuff and score 14 points and make it somewhat, somewhat okay. But yeah, I don't think the Giants have a snowball's chance in hell of beating the Eagles. I really don't.
2 questions. We'll do them rapid fire as fast as we can. Question number 1, over under 2 touchdown passes for Jackson Dart tonight.
Will there be?
I've got the over under at 2. Do you think he'll be over or under?
I'm saying he's going to be under because Malik's not there.
Gotcha. And my second question to you is, how soon before the New York Giants fire their coach?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't think they fire him before week 8 or 9. I think middle of the season. If we are still with, if you're 1-8, 1-7, 1-8, he's gone.
Mm-hmm. So you think
if Jackson Dart goes 500 in that time, I think he lasts at least until the end of the season. But he's getting fired. I don't think they're going to keep him. I think the GM gets fired first because I don't feel he's made very good decisions. I just don't.
When is their freaking bye week?
Their associate GM's the better guy.
I don't even know when the Giants' bye week is.
What's that?
I don't even know when the Giants' bye week actually is.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't even figure that out. But that's my guess is DeBall's got to be somewhere around there, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'm typing it in right now. So
I'm with it. Like, they defeated the Chargers. They competed.
They might lose to bye.
Week 14, that's why I don't see it. It's way down there. Man, there's no way he makes it to bye week if it's week 14. There's no way.
Oh, no. If he's like I said, if they're not at least 500 with Jackson Dart, he's gone before the end of the season.
So they have the Eagles, which they're going to lose to. Then they traveled to Denver, which they're going to lose to. Then they traveled to Philadelphia. And then they play San Francisco. They're going to go 0-4 next.
Yeah, I love how the worst team in the league got one of the toughest schedules.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, and then they've got the Bears, which is no easy write-off. The Packers, which are going to hurt them. The Lions are going to hurt them. The Patriots are going to have it figured out by then. The Commanders should have it figured out. The Vikings are going to be dangerous. Dude, the Giants are screwed.
Yeah.
It
reminds me, Chase,
number 1 pick.
When I got fired here.
Yeah.
And the league was only allowed 3 teams in the playoffs, but we had 4 teams ranked in the top 8 in the state.
Yep.
And I got fired because I didn't win enough. And it's like, damn, man, that's a tough league. We had the state champs in the league two of the 5 years that I coached here. The state champions came from our league, and 4 times teams made it to the semifinals. But I competed with those teams, but we weren't good enough. That's kind of the same thing. I don't think Dable's a great coach, but boy, he's kind of screwed with the schedule he's got and the division he's in. That's a tough place. It's going to be a tough place to win for a long time. They're not one player away. They're an entire front 5 on the offensive line away. And you got Sexy Dexy and nobody else on that defensive line.
Yeah, they've got a lot of holes to fix, but they've got to start with the front office.
Yep. They've got to get rid of their GM because you made splash. You got Jackson Dart. That's great. You got Malik Neighbors. That's fantastic. Good God, man. They can't run from people in order to score points. You've got to have dudes that can block. And look, Jim, everyone laughed at Jim Harbaugh. He's got a great quarterback. He had a decent receiver in the same. He's like, we're going to draft offensive linemen. We're going to get running backs in here. We're going to run the hell out of the ball. They're like, oh, Mr. College guy's going to try to do this. Give him another couple of years, and they're going to be really difficult to beat.
Yeah.
Because he's doing it the right way.
By the way, in one of my leagues, my receivers are so bad, I have to start 3, and I've only got 1 starter. Yeah, that's how bad they're going.
Hey, dude, here's the deal. Alvin Kamara is questionable. I set him in my lineup, but if he comes out not being able to play, I'm starting Sky Moore over Alvin Kamara. And the only reason I'm starting Sky Moore over Alvin Kamara or Jerry Jeudy is because they're playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are going to score like madmen on them. And Sky Moore is going to go ahead and get a lot of kicks to return and give me a lot of kick return points.
I think I'm going to take Jalen Ramsey this week against the rookie. Dylan Gabriel.
Oh yeah. I would. I like Dylan Gabriel. I'm still that way, but I'm looking forward to another week of free Shador from the bench, because my thought is, I love watching Dylan Gabriel. I thought he did a really good job. I think he was calm. He was there. I want to see him put him in. Go ahead. Throw him in there for the fans. Throw Shador in there. I want to see what he does against a real defense.
Yeah.
I would love to see it. And you know what? It'll settle the controversy. Throw his butt in there and let's see what he does. Hey, and if he wins, good for him. I'd high five him. I don't want the kid to not succeed. I don't want anyone to not succeed. Hell, it was my dream to play in the NFL, and I wasn't good enough. These guys are all good enough to at least be there.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them all succeed. I know we all can't, but stick him in against those guys and see what he does.
Well, now here's a question for you. Who do you start at quarterback, Justin Herbert or Jaden Daniels?
Oh, I had Justin Herbert. Yeah, I'd be starting Justin Herbert, quite frankly, because I think the Commanders' offense is a little off right now. I don't know what it is. It's play calling or whatever.
I think it's the receivers. They're all injured. Like Terry McLaurin is not out there right now.
Yeah. I just trust her. I don't know. I don't trust Daniel's leg to be able to run enough to gain points.
Yeah, I get that.
And I do trust Keenan Allen to come up with some crazy friggin' touchdown catch and score. I do. So I would take Herbert in a heartbeat.
Let's see.
Jaden Daniels, man. I think Jaden Daniels that's one of my favorite dudes in the league. I love that kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's pretty cool. But no, I don't know. That would be hard.
Let's see, the new question we got today, or just now, which defense should they start, the Rams or the Eagles?
The Eagles.
I would say the Eagles.
A, the Eagles' defense is just as good. B, the Giants are horrendous, and there's going to be turnovers. You got a rookie quarterback, it's going to be turnovers.
There are definitely going to be turnovers. I would go with the Eagles just because on paper, I think the Eagles have a better defense. I like their defensive coach. He's got a good scheme. The matchup is absolutely amazing. I would not trust the Giants, especially if DeBall's calling the offense. I would definitely take Eagles defense over the Rams. I think the only thing about the Rams right now are they know how to keep you out of the end zone when they need to, like at the end of a game, but they're not going to stop you more often than not.
That's because Sean McVay is the man, Chase. We'll explain how I've come around. I got to get into the meeting. We'll explain how I've come around next week. That can be a topic of a subject of conversation.
Absolutely. I know you're out of here, Oldschool Fatman. Again, I want to send you my love. I will talk to you a little bit later today. Thank you for being on the channel, and have a glorious day today.
Love you, brother. Have a good one.
Love you, man. For everybody staying on the channel, we will definitely talk it up next week, and we'll get that understanding. But here's the thing with Sean McVay. I think he's he's great. I think he's a good head coach. I actually think he's a great head coach. But the defense, very similar to a bend don't break. They are solid in fundamentals, and so they are great tackling. They will put up points for that. They will allow scores from time to time. But Jared Verse will come off the edge. New York has nothing to defend against Jared Verse. I think the defensive line for the Rams will be good, but the Giants and the Eagles, oh my goodness, the Eagles have 4 defensive rushers. They're going to probably put a chain on Jackson Dart, if I had to be honest. Right. I wish Old School was still here. I would put the over-under of sacks against the Giants at 3. 3. Over-under. 3 sacks against the Giants this week. You see this? You see my last team. The Golden Gate Red Pack, we're having a lot of trouble. The main reason is our receivers. We have none. We need Rashee Rice to come back. We would finally have a receiver. We can't even trade. I'm trying to get rid of Jaden Daniels. I can't even trade Jaden Daniels. Let's take a look at the trade bait. I actually have things up here. I'm going to delete it because it's clearly not working. I would love to get Bo Nix on T. Higgins. He offered me Alvin Kamara for T. Higgins. I tried to see if we could work some stuff out. I have 2 trades out to Flamingo right now. He hasn't gotten back. Sicilian has Calvin Ridley and DJ Moore. DJ Moore's, I don't know about that. Calvin Ridley, I like Calvin Ridley. Tight end wise, Cole Kmet would be good, but I don't have anything to really trade. Running back is going to be fine. Receiver, yeah, I mean, he wants upgrades, but not really anything I can help. Picks or youth with talent willing to take some cap space. I would have to do picks. What's the quarterback look like? What do the quarterbacks look like? They have Mayfield and Lawrence. That's not happening. Mayfield and Lawrence. All right. Yeah. So the only one I have here is Flamingo. Flamingo was on a couple hours ago. Maybe I go Bo Nix. I give you Justin Herbert. Like, I've tried a couple things. What if I give you Alvin Kamara? Yeah, he's probably not going to want this. There's too much money, I think. Dang, look at all those draft picks. Oh, never mind. It looked like it was more. Let's see what his money's at. I think this says his account balance is negative $115. Well, I know mine is not negative 523, so... Ooh, to start this week, CMC or Jay Warren and DeAndre Swift. Is that what you're asking, like who to start? How is it you would be able to start Jay Warren and DeAndre Swift? Or are you talking trade? I'm not sure I completely follow what you mean on that. So CMC only has Haskins trade. Which side are you on, CMC or Jay Warren and DeAndre Swift? Yeah, I guess the question is, are you getting rid of CMC or are you getting him? Because that means you also have Haskins, and if not, wow, man, you have CMC, Haskins, and Jones. If that's the case, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, you're on CMC. Then why trade? Are you that worried that Haskins isn't going to put up points? Are you in a 2-back league or a 1-back league? Oh, man, yeah, don't worry about how you phrase it. It's all good. We'll figure it out. You don't got to be perfect around here. Yeah, are you in a 1-back league or a 2-back league? I mean, that's going to be pretty important. If you're in a 2-back league, I kind of understand why you might be trading. You're trying to get some extra fit. I get that. Yeah, I don't think I can trade because it doesn't have enough. He's got Rome, George Pickens, and Jackson. I wonder if he'll give me Taquan Thornton and T. Higgins. That's $110, 141, 2-back league. I'm worried I don't have enough depth. What do you got on free agent wire? I think Haskins is going to be okay, though. I would trust the Chargers. More importantly, I trust the coach. If you look at what the Chargers were doing with 2 backs, Haskins was still putting up numbers. He was contributing even before, so not much, yeah, but it's not like he doesn't know the system. They're going to load the box on him, make him prove it. But if you do that, you're giving Justin Herbert a chance to throw. That could be scary. The other thing, I mean, that you're thinking about is how long before CMC gets injured, right? And right now he's that whole team offensively. I like Jaylen Warren. He is going to give you some numbers. Swift, I have to double check how he's doing. I have to double check. Yeah, he has nothing over there. Yeah, CMC's tough because you're expecting him to get hurt. He's been hurt the last couple years. He's currently the whole team. Yeah, it's pretty much a matter of time. Yeah, but you have to keep this in mind. Jaylen Warren was also injured. He's coming off of a bye week, and they believe he is going to be back to full health. So he's still nursing something. So he's going to cut down on your numbers. DeAndre Swift's the only wild card in that. He's the one that can produce, just generally doesn't. Consistently. He doesn't generally do it consistently, I should say. All right, if I offer this guy the 3 running backs, and I'll give him Jaden Daniels. I'll give him Jaden Daniels. He gives me Bo Nix. I want these 2 right here. Anything else I don't have? You think he'll give me Caleb? Or yeah, he probably won't give me Caleb. Can I get something else? Tied in, maybe. Yeah, he's not going to give me Theo. He's not going to give me Pitts. I associate Swift kind of mid typically. I would too. In fact, right now, I would say Swift is probably your low second back. Warren is your high third back, although that is very quickly switching. I think Warren will end up being more of your second back. Yeah, I appreciate the questions, and I'm glad I hope I could help. Me personally, if you really want to know for that trade, is it a keeper league or a one-off year? That's also important. If it's a keeper league, I would trade. Go with Warren and Swift. If it's a one-off, like an ESPN league, keep CMC. Yeah, let me know how that goes. I'm very curious if it's a one-off league or not. Let me know. Dilemma. I like that, dilemma. I was offered Jay Gibbs Chubb. It's a keeper league? Do you do any... hold on, dilemma. I'm going to come back to you here in just a moment. Y'all know, if it's a keeper league, double check what you're... Like, if you have contract, salary, anything like that. But if it's straight keeper, yeah, I'd probably go Jaylen Warren and DeAndre Swift. The points that you're going to get from them compared to CMC and Haskins becomes your third. Just subbed. Gotcha. Very interesting. Very interesting. Let's go back to the dilemma. I was offered Jay Gibbs, Chubb, and D. Smith. So, hold on. You got offered Jahmyr Gibbs, Devontae Smith, and Nick Chubb for Rome Odunze, Scatterbo, Kendra Miller. You're in a half-point PPR. You're 2-3. Current players are Davis, Isaiah. Yeah. Ollie Gordon doesn't help too much. Josh Jacobs is, I mean, solid. These are all the players you have? Dang. You can only keep one. Y'all know, man. You can only keep one. No, don't trade. Y'all know, don't trade. If you can only keep one, there's no way Jalen Warren is your number one keep. There's no way. The trade doesn't do anything for you. It lets you win this year, but that's it. If that. CMC is going to put up more points probably until he gets injured. Yeah, that's tough. Okay, y'all know if you've got only one you can keep, you probably should hold on to CMC then. Dilemma, man, you are definitely in a dilemma. I like your running backs. You're 3-3. I can see why. Right? You most likely lost last week because Rome was out. And weren't the Packers out last week too? Yeah, so you probably lost points for both of them. Yeah, I don't know if I would move if I were you. Not that trade. Like Jahmyr Gibbs is nice. Devontae Smith is man. Here's the problem. You're getting a. I'm trying to think this through. Hold on. You were being offered Jahmyr Gibbs, which is going to give you a better running back than what you currently have. Although Josh Gibbs and Cam Scatterbo are intriguing. You would be giving up Adonze, Scatterbo, and Kendra Miller in half-point PPR. Yeah, I would say no. How many receivers start? Miller may be a beast. My thing is this. Not only could Miller be a beast, Adonze is doing great. I don't see any reason why to keep from that. Scatterbo has already proven that he's going to take over. Put it with Jackson Dart. If they start getting an actual play action, could be fun. The only problem is that Scatterbo is not overly his forte is not play action. I just think it would help Jackson Dart. You may not be a fan of Gibbs, but the point is he puts up points. That Detroit offense is crazy. Trading I don't know why you traded Devontae Smith for Golden, other than you must have really thought Golden was going to go off. Yeah. I probably would have held on to Devontae Smith over Golden, but me personally, I think Devontae Smith, a good receiver on a great team that just has too many weapons. That's the problem with Devontae. But yeah, to me personally, dude, I would keep what you got. The trade I don't think works. I would keep Miller, Adonze, and Scatterbo. I know that's probably against what a lot of people would say. They would jump at first chance they get Jahmyr Gibbs. People are going to jump at that. And that's most likely what this guy's thinking. Devontae Smith has had I think he's had one game so far that he put up points. Everything else, it's whoever gets the ball gets the ball. And Nick Chubb, although I like Nick Chubb, the Texans are struggling with the new offense, and they're going to probably continue to struggle for a few more weeks as they continue to work it out. So Yeah, Gibbs would be good. I would stand pat. I honestly would stand pat. No, I agree. After week 2, D. Smith did look bad. But again, I think that has a lot to do with the offense. I think D. Smith is a great receiver. I think if he was on another team, he would probably be leading that team. Do you imagine D. Smith on, like, you imagine him with the New York Giants and Malik Neighbors? Yeah, that would be a fun combination. And I understand the Neighbors is now hurt, but even Malik Neighbors and Devontae Smith, I think, complement each other better than what A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are doing. I would also say that Devontae Smith being on the New York Giants would also be less weapons, so he would get more touches. The Eagles just have too much going on. There are too many hands to feed. That's the issue. So I would stay away from Devontae Smith unless you absolutely needed a receiver, and it doesn't look like you do. Jahmyr Gibbs is obviously the better choice in the whole package, but you're not a fan of Jahmyr Gibbs, and so why go after him? He's not greatly improving your team. Yeah, stand pat. You're going to get made fun of, though. You'll get made fun of, but stand pat, man. I think you'll be all right. Problem I have with this guy is I'm offering him way too much money. Yeah, I'm offering him way too much money. So he won't go with Mozart. That's giving me $175. That's giving him $200. And he is giving me $200 back. That works. That works. Do you think he'll do it? No, I don't. I'm going to offer it. Bam! Oh, we just did that on chat, on live. I just offered Jaden Daniels, Taylor Algier. I know he's just a backup for Bijan, and Alvin Kamara, which is who he wants. I need receivers badly, and I love Bo Nix. I will take Bo Nix over Jaden Daniels. My hope is he sees Jaden Daniels better than Bo Nix, and that helps feed into these two. That's my hope. Keep me posted. Kamara's hurt this week and may be traded soon. If I was 1-4, I'd do the trade. I'm with you. Kamara is most likely hurt. Yeah. I think Flamingo wants to go for it. Hey, Dilemma, I appreciate that, man. I'm sorry I didn't see the subscribe, but I thank you. I've got a bunch of screens up, and thank you greatly for the subscribe. Man, we're going to be doing this every Wednesday. I know today is Thursday, but Oldschool Fatman and I, we're going to get together every Wednesday, and I hope to keep doing these. Like, I love fantasy football. I'm in so many different leagues. I don't even have enough time to show you guys all the leagues. But I showed you 4 different leagues today that have 4 different types of game. I love talking football. I love talking strategy. And you can't go wrong. Like, it's all opinion-based, right? No one's opinion can truly be wrong. It's just what we think. Alex Flores says, bench 1, Henry, Moore, JCM, Ferg, or DK? Now that's kind of hard. I don't know the whole setup. Me personally, I think Moore, you're talking about DJ Moore, so I'd probably bench him. Derrick Henry, I'm not a huge fan of him this week. I don't think he's going to put up a lot of points, but it's hard to go wrong with Derrick Henry. I just think he's more of a second half team, not just like second half, but second half of the season as well. DJ Moore is just being outclassed by Roma Donze right now. And again, the offense has a ton of weapons. What I don't understand is how Ben Johnson's using them. I'm still a bit confused on that. And I think a lot of it has to do with Caleb Williams. Ben Johnson does not show a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, patience is actually the best word I can think of right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see Caleb Williams having some serious issues this offseason. So to me, if you are referring to DJ Moore, he's the very first one that I would sit. JCM, I believe you're talking about Koski, right? You gotta play him. He's a starting back in Washington. He's gonna feed pretty well off of Jaden Daniels. Ferg, I believe you're referring to Tony Ferguson out of Dallas. He's a good tight end. He's going to get looks. He's probably going to get at least one shot at a touchdown every game. DK Metcalf, if he spent enough time with Aaron Rodgers over the bye week with Mike Tomlin as the coach, I would trust DK Metcalf. And look what DK did when he was in Seattle. Now he's got a good coach. I would argue probably a better coach. Not argue better. Like, he is better. Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in the league. So yeah, I would trust DK, JCM, Ferg, Henry. Moore and Henry are the two that I would lean to more often than not on who I would sit. But again, you're asking me a blanket statement. I have no idea who else you're playing. I have no idea the points total that you have on each on this league. So if we're just going who I think is going to produce better, I would sit DJ Moore. Absolutely. Absolutely. And on other hopes, I hope, Dilemma, you're right. I hope this person takes my trade. I don't think they will, but I'm hoping. I've got 3 trades out to him now. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We did all 4 teams. The one team that we're mainly concerned with is Frankly My Dear. That's the one that you have Oldschool Fatman and myself on. This is the one where we're trying to get to the Super Bowl. I don't think we're making it there this year. I don't think either of us are getting to the Super Bowl this year. I may not even make the playoffs. I'm 3-2, second in my division. I don't even think I'm making the playoffs. My division is extremely hard. We're all scoring like 100 points. We've all got some weaknesses. It really depends on the bye weeks and who's going to show up. So I love this league because of how tough it is. I cannot have more than 24 players. I can only have 2 IR members. I still have to deal with my salary. I have to deal with the contracts. I love that stuff. To me, it makes it so much harder. The fact that I can't go pick up just anybody right now, I literally either have to trade or ride it out. Now that's some real GM stuff right there, and I love that. But we got through all 4. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday Night Football. You've got the Eagles playing tonight against the Giants. I wish the Giants the absolute best. All you Giant fans out there, keep fighting. I'm a Jaguar lover, dude. I know what it's like. We're just this side of a bounce from being 1-4, so I get it. Keep fighting. I think you have a great team. Malik Neighbors being hurt for the rest of the year, that does hurt. That sucks. But you got Scottaboo, you got Jackson Dart. What you need now is somehow to protect them. You need to work on the offensive line and keep your defense. Your defense will get better. You got Brian Burns. You've got Sexy Lexi. You've got some stuff over there. Keep fighting. Eagles are probably going to hurt you tonight. But I hope Jackson Dart has a heck of a game. He is slowly, to me, becoming. I would have taken him over Shedeur. That is true. I still would have taken Dylan Gabriel over Jackson Dart, but Jackson is starting to make me think that he might be the better long-term play. I really enjoy his game and his fire. So I look forward to watching him for a few more years. Otherwise, enjoy the game, guys. I hope you have some wings, whatever your go-to meal is for football. I hope you have a great evening tonight. I hope you guys all enjoy. I hope your teams win. Come back and let us know tomorrow. We'll be back. Maybe not fantasy football tomorrow, but we will be back. We have 2 times. I need to let you guys know. We usually show up in the mornings, Eastern Standard Time, right around between 10 and 11 o'clock. We're on for a few hours. So that's 10, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Later today, we'll be back with you again just in a few hours. That's going to be right around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Half point, Caden, I see you. Half point PPR, Flex 1. Brees Hall, ETN or Sutton? Here's the thing about ETN. Kansas City defense showed how to really hinder the running game for Jacksonville on Monday night. Do I think Seattle is going to be able to duplicate it? I like their team. I think it's going to be some hard sledding for ETN. The problem is Brees Hall's on the New York Jets, and that's always hard sledding. Cortland Sutton, who I like, and what I believe is the number one target to Denver, they are, man, that's tough. The Jets, Sutton's probably going to be covered by Sauce. Wait, drop Dart to pick up Vidal? No way. Why? Dilemma, you don't need the running back help. I mean, I guess how many people are in your league? But yeah, I don't think I would pick up Vidal. Yeah, Jaden Daniels as your other quarterback. Don't you love when your bench is like really good? Like people probably would trade you for Jaden Daniels. I would say this, like if you are not attached to Jaden Daniels, dude, trade bait him. Because your team that you've shown me, dude, you're not overly hurting for anything. And Jackson Dart won't change anything. You will most likely drop him, then get something for him. But if you traded Jaden Daniels, you could potentially get your receiver back that you want or that you might need, right? Looking at what you told me earlier. But then again, CeeDee Lamb, Adonze, I mean, it's going to be hard playing against those two. Then you have Jacoby Myers. I like Wandall. Yeah, okay, if you wanted to trade, I would probably look maybe picking up another receiver. I wouldn't do the trade for Devontae Smith. That doesn't really change anything for you, but I definitely would not drop Dart for Vidal. No, I wouldn't do that. And Caden, to get back to you, my friend, half points PPR, I would say Sutton. ETN, I don't think is going to catch enough out of the backfield. Brees Hall might, but there's no guarantee. And the problem will become Brees Hall might end up being replaced. ETN is replaced by a catching back, even though ETN's still pretty good. Sutton is the only one that will be on the field the whole time, unless hurt. And he's the number one target for Bo Nix. So to me, it makes sense to put flex Sutton based off what you've given me. Man, I could talk about this for hours, guys. I have talked about this for hours. I got to get out of here, though. I do. I love all of you. Thank you so much for being here today. I got to give some quick shout outs. Broly619, we got to thank you for the follow. War Eagle 2178, thank you. I got to give my shout out to Dilemma for subscribing. I appreciate you as well. Everyone else that might have subscribed, if I missed you, I did not do it on purpose. I just enjoyed what I was doing and I had a good time. So I do apologize if I missed you, but thanks for the follow, subscribe. Guys, this has been a blast. One more time, we're going to be back at you tonight, 8 p.m. We're going to play some games. have a little bit of fun. Can't wait to see you. You guys, last shout out goes to my stream team. Spider, I know you're out there. You've been making me look good. You've been helping me with some things. Absolutely Notorious. You out there helping me look good. I feel you. Both of you guys, so much help. I couldn't do it without you. So thank you to you two. Last but not least, you guys know who I am. I'm your bow with the flow. That's right. I'm Calypso. But most important, hey, may the stars light your path and may the wind blow your way. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. We out.